How's everybody doing? How's it going? Oh, oh boy, what a day it's been. Hi, Velma. You gonna come say hello? Are you actually going to, or are you just gonna stay away from the camera like you always do? She's a good girl. She's just a little shy. I mean, no, she's not gonna. Okay, she doesn't. She's not feeling it, and that's okay. That's her right. She is just staring at me though. Just staring. Let's do the old tweet. Ba. We're doing the stuff and the things so we can watch the game. I'm fairly pumped for this. Game 1 was great. I suppose I should do this on all the sites. And of course, Larry's already going to be a jerk. He's going to start working. As he does. Which I guess is his right. Great. Perfect. We're all set up. We're doing the dang thing. Doing the dang thing. I don't actually know when puck drop is. Velma's just in there staring at me right now. Hey, girl, what's going on? Oh, it's scheduled for 8 p.m. I hate when they do that when they're like, yeah, no, it's an 8 p.m. puck drop. It's not. It never is. It's never directly on time. You got my pussy? Hello. Yes. She's not having a great time right now because she has to go in for her second surgery over the next. I mean, I think we're doing it in about a month. But she's really struggling to put real weight on one of her back legs. She tore her little cruciate. Did it to both sides. We got one down, now we got to do the other. What up, user? Are we getting anybody exciting? What you mean? What you mean? What's up, Tegan? How you doing? You might guess how I'm doing as I look like shit. I haven't slept well in a few days, so I look exhausted because I am a little exhausted. But we have an energy drink to start this. Then we'll start with the beer. We'll get there, but we'll start with the energy drinks. It's funny. I ended up one of the streaming services I use is ESPN Plus, or was ESPN Plus. I was using that for a bit because they were like, "Hey, if you upgrade to the ESPN subscription on this, you get every single playoff game." I did that. And they absolutely do not have every single playoff game. Obviously, they don't have any of the finals, so that's fun. I have enjoyed adulthood. And I wonder if this has always been that everybody can just lie to you about everything. Once they hear your money, like whatever. What up, Matt? Yeah, I'm rooting for the Canes as well. If we can still get cider, I don't think that's good. You imagine? Let's get Larkin and cider. It feels doable, right? Vodka's better for you. If you make a case, I'll make a vodka drink. I got vodka. I still got some booze left over from the wedding. Boston Red Sox 49. More fuck cancer funds. Thank you for the generosity, friend. Uh, oh, Lady Longhorns. I have not kept up with. I don't even know what. Do they call their baseball, softball tournament the World Series as well? I genuinely don't. I don't watch it, but I've heard that it's been a great tournament so far. But again, I'm very uneducated on it. You watch it until puck drop, then you're gonna get locked in for this one. What up, little chips? How you doing? Yeah, long time. I had to miss game 1, but we're here for game 2. I am petting Velma, who's seems pretty upset. She's just sitting next to me right now. And usually she doesn't do that. But I also usually don't raise my voice, and I raised my voice in Larry earlier. I'm not much of a yeller, but he was getting into some stuff that he shouldn't have. Okay, like, oh no, we upset Dad. Softball, yep. Aren't they usually the powerhouse softball team? Typically, I would think. Those girls can play, man. They kick the crap out of me at a baseball field, although baseball is my worst sport. At this point, I think anyone's beating me at any sport. I haven't played anything for a while. I got a text from a buddy. They need a fourth for a charity scramble golf tournament tomorrow. Those of you who are just joining, I have bags under my eyes because I barely slept this week. It's been a very long, difficult week, arduous, if you will. So I was like, oh, you know what? I could kind of do a half day of work. We'll play some golf. That'd be great. 7:30 a.m. tea time. It isn't egregious for tea time, but I need to get some friggin' sleep. Like, absolutely no, I cannot do this. You tell me they don't do it for 2 first-round picks, including the Toronto pick, plus Lindholm for Saka. 2 Bruins first-round picks, the Toronto pick, plus I'm going to say Hampus Lindholm, who has more value than Elias. Yeah, they deny that and turn that down for Seider. Yeah, I'm very comfortable saying they do that, actually. The value that Seider brings you is not a trade you can make. Like, they don't get enough value back. And they're not resetting the clock, right? Larkin's decision, whether he forces himself out of Detroit or not, doesn't reset the clock. Oh, there's Delva's little head back here. So yeah, I don't think they do that deal. Little chips, dude. You know what? That is awesome. That is awesome. I hope it goes as smoothly as possible. That's a really, really, really difficult thing to do. I have a ton of respect for that because, I mean, that first step is so freaking difficult. Man, addiction is crazy. It's people who have never suffered from addiction do have a really hard time understanding that it's not like you're just making decisions. Like, yeah, I'd just rather do this. It becomes a total imbalance. It's great. It's really difficult. I understand that well, and I'm very, very proud of you, man. And I can't wait to hear from you when you get through it. Really, really proud of you. That's awesome. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. You're gonna have to dig deep. What up, Corey? How are you? Well, you know, I'm gonna keep playing in this chat to hope it happens. Yes, insider trades. Keep throwing them in. If I had a Norris candidate level right-handed defenseman, there isn't a trade that you could make me that I would go for, right? Like I can't do it unless, of course, we're hitting the reset button fully. But even if they were hitting the reset button, Snyder's what, 25? How old is Snyder? Is he even 25? Yeah, 24 will be 25. Yeah, he still fits the window, even if you totally reset it. 4 to 5 days. Yeah, God, it's going to be uncomfortable. But you got this. You got this. Remember, it's not supposed to be easy. It's just not. But difficult things are worth doing. Truly, truly, truly. I'm proud of you. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to hear from you after. And just hear about how much better you feel. It's waves, right? You get done and then you feel like you sober up and you're like, I feel way better. And then you feel way worse. Then you feel way better. It takes time even out of it. Uh, but you are gonna feel way better, way, way better. Really, really awesome. That cider is gonna be just a menace for so long. Matthew, how's it going? Doing nicotine right now and can't imagine a more addictive harmful substance withdrawal. Yeah, that's nicotine's a tough one too. There's so many things, and people underestimate how many things you can get addicted to. It's really easy to get all sorts of stuff. And anything that tells you that, like, well, it's not addictive. That's not how. Like, there are things that are chemically addictive, but mentally, anything can be addictive. You know, nicotine's so tough because it's so accessible. So you just gotta really like lock in with that one all the time. Will Chips, you got this. You got it. You got it. And let us know if there's anything we could do to help, accountability buddies, things like that. I'm down. I'm so down. What was said in the Team USA locker room? Hellebuck, Larkin, Kachuk, Trocheck, Hughes, everybody seems to want to move. I haven't heard most of those guys ask for trades, unless I'm like way, behind on some news. Bruins get eliminated, and there's always like a week and a half of kind of clouds trying to recover from it all. But yeah, I look at the situations of all these guys. Larkin makes a ton of sense because I guarantee behind closed doors, he's not being treated as part of the long-term future, right? And the fan base has certainly slopped a lot of blame onto him. Hellebuck, the writing's on the wall for the Jets. They're simply not good enough to win a cup. I mean, this year aside, this is a down year, whatever you want to call it, but they're not good enough to win a cup with their current setup. What other names did you put up here? Kachuk. I don't think the Senators are doing anything with that. That's gonna be fine. It's just gonna be old news. Trocheck, that just makes sense for the Rangers. Hughes, I haven't heard anything on that. I would be. Oh wait, unless you mean Quinn Hughes, which shit, would you want to be in Vancouver? Besides Pasta, McAvoy, Swayman, who do you view as untouchable in a potential Larkin trade? I'm not trading Hagens or Dean for Larkin. Like, those are two prospects where I go, you can't, for a 30-year-old, yes, it's a 1C, and I've been very vocal about if you could get a 1C, you give up basically whatever you have to within reason. But Larkin is let's call him a mid-lane 1C, which is still awesome. Like, he's still a true 1C. But I can't ship out Hagens or Dean for that. Any other prospect is on the block, though, for it. I'm giving up picks. I'm giving up a Zaka, a Middlestat, guys in the lineup. Shit, I've said this over and over again. I need to know what Husnadinov's prime looks like. Husnadinov could be part of that package. In fact, if I'm Yzerman, I'm like, hey, I want this year's first of all, from the Bruins. I want Toronto's 2028. I want Husnadinov. And if I can get Will Zellers, that's where I'm at, right? And then, like, I think that gets us in the room. The problem is, and I know this is such a boring, dumb, awful answer, and Larkin can change just because he has a no movement clause. He can go wherever he wants to. At the end of the day, if Larkin says, I'm considering Montreal, I'm considering Boston, and I'm considering Minnesota, right? There's ties to all three of those. There's things that make sense about all of it. The Bruins still aren't in a position to beat out most deals when it comes to younger players that are closer to being NHL ready that the Red Wings will really covet. So unless Larkin is like, I really want to go to Boston, or Sweetie goes, hey, we're giving up the farm for Larkin, which I think is a bad idea. I have a hard time seeing us get Larkin. We're going to talk about it a bunch, though, right? Like, for 2 firsts and a prospect, is that too rich? Like, I would do that. I would do that. And it's about Pasternak, right? That's the conversation. Is I'm fine doing that. The 2 firsts, it doesn't matter to me which 2 they are. I'd love to use this year's, honestly, just because a 23rd overall pick means very little to me. It should mean very little to most people, honestly. It's like a 10% chance this guy turns into something great. Not even a 10%, actually. What are your thoughts on the Stanley Cup patches being next to the letters? I really haven't focused on it much, actually. I'd have to take a look. They usually look ugly when there's too many things close together, though. I'm certainly with you on that. Chief, what's going on? Yeah, check in on Jambi for sure, which I'm sure he's enjoying all the messages about this. I wonder how bitter he is about this, or if he's bitter at all, you know? I'm addicted to the Wingstop that unfortunately opened within walking distance of my house. My wallet is wailing. It's valid. But to be fair, when talking about actual addiction stuff, this is not the conversation we need to pivot to. But Wingstop is very good. You've got me there. Anyone want to read a Substack I wrote about Claude Lemieux? Ooh, I mean, if you want to throw that in the Discord, go for it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Just say that, Lil Qual said to chuck this here. I'll be interested in reading it a little later. What a devastating situation that is. Hellbuck is unfortunately bound for South Florida. Oh, when you talk about nuclear weapons in the NHL, right? Like truly concerning things that could happen. That's it. And it makes all the sense in the world because Florida has to make that happen. If Florida doesn't have a goaltender next year, I don't care how good their team is. There's going to be some serious concerns about if they're really going to rebound to Stanley Cup contention. Because it looks like they're not re-signing Bob, right? A lot of people like Larkin. I like Larkin too. It has to be a realistic trade to me. Hello, Velma. Hello. Isn't she a good girl? She doesn't want to be up there. She doesn't want to. God, you need a bath. You are shedding everywhere. Oh no. Larkin's best friend is Werenski. Is that true? That's his best friend? I mean, the Blue Jackets make sense. I think Montreal makes all the sense in the world. If he's not a Canadian by the start of next season, I'd be shocked with this news. They have the pieces to get him fairly easily. He gets to sit behind Suzuki on the depth chart and really focus on his line being more offensively driven. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense for them. And Montreal can comfortably overpay and not really give a crap about it, right? Rob Shot, what's going on, man? Posted the comments of the latest short shift episode. Perfect. Yeah. I think the Canes would have been in the final last 2 years if it wasn't for the Cats. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a good argument for that. And I have a bad habit of treating these teams that have won cups like they're these unbeatable machines when they're healthy, when so often they face game sevens, there's overtime games, there's coin flip games that get them there, and they're just effective in those moments. But it's not like it was an easy route. It's just never an easy route. Just tuning in, has the meteor struck the Lenovo Center yet? Wouldn't that be nice? I didn't say this. Knuckle Puck, my closest friend, best man at my wedding, is at the game tonight. It's his first Stanley Cup Finals game, and I'm very excited for him. Fuck him, obviously, but I do want to see the Canes win tonight for specifically that reason. It would be awesome for him. Just listened to the short shift episode earlier today. Crazy how much Thomas hates the Canes. I didn't like them either, but would at least be happy for Taylor Hall. That's where I'm at. Like, I can't believe every year I'm surprised by how much he hates them. He hates Carter Hart, right? Like, he feels similar to me about that whole court case and the evidence that was presented. And, well, we don't have to get into it, but, like, not a big fan of the guy, right? And he hates torts. And I was like, well, if there's ever a time to root for the Canes, here you go. And he still is like, I'd rather root for Carter Hart. That's how much he hates the Canes. He just shocks me with it. Yeah, it was expensive because they didn't want to do nosebleeds, but I think they spent about $2,500 or $2,400 between him and his wife to go to this, which I thought about joining this, but it would be so financially irresponsible for me because I will be going to the development camp at the end of this month. So I need money for that as well, which I was nervous going into that meeting with my boss because although I still have the PTO for it, I was like, You know how I just missed like a month for my wedding and honeymoon? It does help that I've been pretty good at my job up to this point. I literally this is how I just had this meeting. It was kind of funny. So I have to ask for another week off after being off for a month. And then I went right into like, I would like a raise, by the way. And my boss is an excellent, like, I really love my boss because they're a real human being. I can talk to them about these things, and not feel like concerned that I'm about to get hit with the we're gonna fire you. Like, screw you. Look, nah, I don't want to get into it. We went through all the evidence and stuff. People are gonna have their opinions about it. And I'm not jumping in on this to break down that whole court case. It's very well covered. Have to root for Vegas. Eichel, Hanifin, and Torts are the local guys. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. That makes sense. It makes sense to me. I like Eichel too, and it's hilarious that he might get his second cup before McDavid gets, especially with how it's scheduled at 8 p.m. puck drop. By the way, I even looked it up to make sure that they weren't like, well, it's actually going to be 8:17. No, 8:22. Yep, no more food for my boys. No more food. He had to spend it all on. Like he has a 2-year-old son. That kid's not going to eat for weeks. Puck drops! Puck drops! Velma, you gotta go lie down now, okay? Go on. Go lie down. I know. I am going to dev camp. And Andrew is looking at trying to figure out what day he can come down, and we could do the whole like everybody meets up again. Drafty Galaxy. Big nice fan in here. Yes, the Bruins Cup final would be insane, cost wise. Midwest Glue up there with you, buddy. I get Eddie Vedder a lot, actually. I get that a lot. I'm fairly confident the Canes too. I will be surprised if they don't put up a fight in this series. What up, Jack? For as good as McDavid is, he just doesn't have the supporting cast to get it done. He's tied to one of the worst organizations over the last 15 years. I mean, it's just crazy to watch. I mean, you have a modern day what Wayne Gretzky would look like in the league today, maybe, depending on your opinion of it. And you can't you can't win a cup with him. You're a bad GM. And it hasn't all been bad luck either. It hasn't all just been like this awkward injury luck and everything. You genuinely have not been the best team. All right, we are a minute 10 into the game. Just to kind of tell you where I'm at, I should be at a pretty decent delay there for you. This board work by Vegas is always so impressive, especially against a team like the Canes. And this is where they want to get their offense from. They get behind the net, and they would love to just get as much attention behind the net as possible and open up something in the slot. You see Marner do it a lot. I do want to see McDavid win a cup. I don't like when all-time greats go without a cup. Thank you. Thank you, Icarus. I appreciate that. Oh, the anthem singer. Oh, that makes sense. No major scoring chances yet. 50 seconds faster. That's a good little gap there. Well, here we go. Aho slips immediately. They got to get something from the first line, or else they're not. They're not going to get. Oh, and then Schmidt. What's up with the ice? And another one down, and we're going to the power play. PP! It's big PP time. It's big PP time. The Canes need to start this one the right way with a large, thick, impressive PP. Well, Turner will be better than Hagens. With Hagens, I don't see his thing, but with Dean, I see size and shot every shift. I'm assuming I'll eventually see vision and passing with Hagens. I see where you're coming from. While I wouldn't agree with that, and I do think it's a hot take, I don't think you're out of your mind. You know, the one thing I see with Hagens that I'm very impressed by is his board work. Every time I watch him play, The guy's small. He is a gamer. The guy wants to win. He's tenacious on the boards. I love it. I'm not worried about Higgins. I mean, he didn't look great at the end of this season. He was struggling. The worlds and everything like that after. I'm not worried. He's not. He just needs a little time to cook. A category 5 PP. That's funny. Is Nikishin running the top power play unit, or this is a secondary unit, right? To Blake to home. Oh, this line basically because it's Blake, it's Hall, and it's Stank. Oh, look at Vegas cover these gaps though. This is really nice penalty killing, and off it goes. Look at that gap control, right? They're very in sync, making sure that these cross slot passes that you know they're looking for are not available, or at least not you're forcing the play if you're attempting them. Ah, Stretch tries to keep it in, just turns it over. Hope they actually play him at center. He seems so much more natural in that position. I've been surprised by that, and we'll see. I think obviously you need him at center. If you're the Bruins, you're hoping that's where he succeeds. Svetch with a nice chance goes wide, and another clearance. Jack, I'm right there with you, man. I mean, we've had this conversation before, right? It's so nice when you're not in the actual playoffs. It's an underrated feeling. I want the series to go 7 because the last day of hockey season always makes me sad. Yeah, I'm already ready for next year. We love Taylor line. Reminds me of the work effort of the Zaka line this year. Effort goes a long way in this league, man. It really does. Not to mention Taylor Hall's filthy, but so is Stankoven, and Blake's looked really good. I mean, that is a great play by Blake. And it's a tape to tape, too. Big save by Katahat. They got to play him on the wing. The third line, it's going to drive me nuts. I do think he's going to start on the wing on the third line. That's fine for development, right? He's not. Hagen's one thing is clear about him is he's not going to be a finished product till he's probably 22, 23. Which obviously isn't ideal, but it's also not like a bad thing. He was 7th overall, not first. But the difference in success rates between like the top 3 picks and everybody else is still pretty staggering. Well, they managed to get back in the zone. Obviously, power play was a dud. You needed to make that one great scoring chance, though. And again, I mean, Vegas is just, there's always a body on you. None of these guys get any time to do anything. I'm rooting for the Canes, Anthony, especially tonight. Knuckle Puck is there. I haven't seen him yet. I'm curious if he's going to go streaking at all. His wife is there with him, though, so maybe not. Also, his media crush is there, so. Oh, here we go. That's a bad pass. The opportunity for a 2-on-1 is right there. It was a hard pass to make, though. Do we have any predictions for final score? Oh, in front. Nope. 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 Vegas is also finally healthy. Like they've been hurt all year, and they reach the finals, and they finally get healthy. So hope the Bruins don't punish him or hold him back. Like I want to see him do it later. I agree. I don't think he's going to spend basically any time in the AHL. I think they're just going to have him in the AHL and see how he survives. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought that was about to be a bad turnover on the blue line. These teams don't give any space to each other. Look at this. Look at this defensive coverage. They're all over them. Like, either side of the ice, you have to play low to high, else you're just not creating any space at all. There we go. Jarvie, that line's not producing, but he'll beat out an icing. And then back the other way. Wow. 3-2 Canes overtime. Oh, that'd be great. Final score will be yes. It might be no. Sean Dursey is going to be part of a little video I'm doing with the trade with every team. So I agree with you. Couple defensemen to look at from that squad. Anthony, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it, brother. Two things that give me huge hope for Hagens. He's got good work ethic and he wants it so bad. Yep, right there with the Chief. I mean, it's something you can't teach, and it's something that he displays quite literally every time on the ice. I don't know if you guys remember right after that draft, the dev camp we talked about him, and I know in my videos I covered this. Sure that this was covered by anybody who was watching. He made the drills more difficult for himself in every opportunity. He added extra steps. He's trying to get better with every single thing he does, and it's constant. It's every time he's on the ice, he's working, which is just again something you can't really teach. We want Hall to win a cup. I respect his career more than Sagan's. Not right that Tyler has a ring and he doesn't. Yeah, yeah, I'm kind of like I get it. Sagan, I mean, also as Bruins fans, the Sagan stuff is so meh. Sagan 2001 Cup with the Bruins. Where does Larkin end up? He's going to be a Montreal Canadian, unfortunately. Just makes way too much sense. Alt F whore. Thank you. I am. You can tell from the bags under my eyes. Quite exhausted. It's been a long week, but I am doing well. I am doing well. My wife is hot. I have a job. I have a roof over my head. I have wonderful dogs. Who could want more? Yeah. And I can afford to order wings every now and again. You know, Bruins didn't win the cup in 2001, but it felt like it because of work. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sagan missed team breakfast at Hall. Nope, didn't think so. Can you imagine if that was really like he missed the team breakfast one time and the whole thing was like, "Fuck this guy, get him out of here." Who's your dream trade target, regardless of realistic or not? It's a boring answer, but Robert Thomas would just be awesome. What's an unrealistic like? I mean, Cale Makar. If there was one player in the league that you said you can trade for this guy, you can, whatever you want to do, you go get him. It's Cale Makar before anyone else. Huge opportunity. Blue paint. Canes slamming. No, nothing. Uh, yeah. I before McDavid, before McKinnon, before I want Cale Makar. And that's me. That's not like, hey, this is the right way to build a team. I just love the player so much. Oh, Anthony, I see. I cut out. Thank you for subscribing. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate it. I will be drinking a beer eventually. I need an energy drink because I mean I'm mentally just dying. I've had like 6 hours of sleep the last 2 nights combined, which is way worse honestly during the regular season when the channel's like full throttle. But I'm getting old. I'm turning it. McDavid or Leon, yeah, totally get it. Kale McCarr is just my favorite non-Bruin in the league. That was an awkward opportunity for Eichel and Marner. I will say one thing It does feel like Vegas has a little bit easier of a time getting a wing of the puck under, like, behind the net and creating something. It hasn't resulted in a lot of high danger stuff, but it feels like they're creating space a little easier than the Canes, despite not having more shots than them right now. This is impressive defense, though. Oh, as they turn it over. Oh, I thought that was going to the slot. Kale is fucking nasty. Him going fourth overall was an unbelievable misplay by a couple of teams. I mean, that is a casual way to defend the Canes. And Vegas might get an offensive possession out of it. They don't. Wish they could clone Nathan Horton. We could use about four of those guys on our team right now. Also, you watch the series, and it just is a reminder that Bruins just have a little ways to go, you know? And by little, I mean a long. Oh, here we go. Can I get it back to him? Oh, turnover on the blue line. Carter Hart's there. Carter Hart's there. Over and over. Another turnover on the blue line. Dink! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hart's just shutting them down. What are the odds that the after this period ends, shots are like 12-4 for the Canes, and it's 1-0 Vegas? Because I feel pretty confidently that's exactly what we're going to get. Vegas has that certain juice. My gut's telling me I just wish they weren't a shit organization. Also, I was one of those people that disliked Vegas just for the fact of them going to the finals in their first year because I wanted to dislike them. As good a reason as they just proved me right over time. That's a good forecheck. That's a good forecheck. Big saves, McConaughey. I mean, this all starts with such an excellent forecheck. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Look at him get up right away, though. Oh, that's a broken nose. That's going to change the landscape of your face, brother. You ready to be on TV? You ready to show how you are? Which team do you think Cam and Don are going to try and use as an example of how to build a team, Vegas or Carolina? They would rather emulate Vegas. But again, you need strength down the center, man. And the Bruins can't just create that out of thin air. I mean, that's why the the Vegas Colorado series is so interesting. Is because there's a lot of strength down the center in that matchup, and to watch Colorado get swept, obviously some health stuff there too, but just a huge bummer for a series that could have been really good. Freddie gives up first goal on his belly. It's going to be a long night for the Canes when he starts swimming. It's a problem, like Grimer. Freddie's like, if you're in the lead, I don't have the data to back this up, but Freddie seems like a guy who, if you have the lead, he's a great goaltender to have. If you're trying to chase a little bit, he can be known for a mistake or two. Which what if would have been better for the Bruins? Not trading Sagan or not trading Hamilton? Not trading Sagan. I actually don't even think that's like debatable, honestly. I mean, Hamilton was frustrated. Let's go with frustrated. So frustrated. Vegas is the model. Vegas is the model that Sweeney and Neely prefer, right? Like that's more their style. Vegas is big, they're heavy. They'll make it hurt on the boards. Yeah, that's at least a few chicklets out there, right? The way they treat their employees, Carter Hart, and everything. Yeah, the Fleury nonsense was ridiculous. Uh, I mean, there's a piece of you that looks at Vegas and goes, "Yeah, it should be you want to win, right?" I also there's certain guys that I don't want to root for, but if we focus on simply like the way they treat their people, it does just feel kind of gross at times, you know? But I don't want the Bruins to hang on to guys too long and or to overemphasize the value of a 25th overall pick or like personally, if my pick is 16 or worse in the first round, I'm trying to find a trade for that every single time. Because there's more value for an established guy with a franchise that sits like, oh, we're getting a first rounder for him. Awesome. I would rather have the player who's an established NHL talent. Top 10 pick, totally different conversation. That's a broken nose for sure, right? Free Cassidy. Free Cassidy at least at like July 1st, free Cassidy, right? They keep taking the Canes shots away. It was 7, it was 6, now it's 5. What up, Vetus? Anthony, so far, it's like the Canes have more shots. They've created a little more. I still think Vegas honestly looks better. I think Vegas is finding areas that they're happy with the space easier than the Canes are. Still pissed the Leafs got the number one. Is there a chance McKenna can be a bust, or is he really that good? I don't think they're getting a bust at number one. I think they could choose McKenna, Reed, Stenberg, and get a really great player out of it. It'll be McKenna. I don't think it should be, but it'll be McKenna. Oh, a little bit of more pressure for the Canes. Ehlers has been feeling it too. And no one covering the point. Damn, that sucks. But yeah, no, I think the Leafs obviously are getting a good player out of the first overall. It's just how much does that affect them over the next 2 years? Because that's what Boston cares about, right? That 2028 first. Is Hamilton even playing right now? I don't know. His health situation has been so bad so much. That's another great opportunity for Vegas that doesn't result in a shot. Just not able to connect on it. And this period is flying by too. Icing. I think Cassidy would rather be an assistant in Boston again or go a couple years without working. I think he would go a couple years without working. That's a tucking the tail kind of thing that I don't I wouldn't do it. I've already made a ton of money. I don't need to work. I want to work, but if I'm Cassidy, obviously. I don't think Anderson is anything special, neither is Hart. Hart has had, I mean, obviously his previous stint with Philly, there were enough moments like behind a terrible defensive team that Hart might be special. Obviously, still a long way to go to figure out that. McKenna's ceiling is Marner with worse defense, so I don't care why Toronto is so excited for him. Marner's pretty filthy, man. And also, I would be excited about McKenna. I'd be excited about the first overall. Oh, another turnover by Vegas. I can't get it on net. And Carter Hart's there anyway, you know? Like, it just seems that he's seeing everything so well. That's a great play. That's some good defense, though. Get the puck on net. Oh, Martinook. Oh, I thought he was going to get the rebound and just tuck that. Oh, breakaway. What the? Oh my! What, how often do we see it? Big defensive play on one end, go right the other way. What happened defensively there for Howden to get free? Oh yeah, this is going along with my prediction, isn't it? Howden just fighting off. Who is that? Just pushing through. That's Sean Walker. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Say Vegas in 7 or 80-12. Oh, you predicted the final correct last year? Nice. My predictions usually aren't great, but shot counts of the cell phone sports betting are starting to skew low. There's been a Sports betting is going to ruin everything we love, but I think we still have a couple good years left. Matthew, I think there's a legitimate argument for taking Reed number one overall just for that defensive aspect. Oh, oh, how does that not go in? Oh, I need a replay of that. They get to continue the offensive possession. Shot from the blue line. Big save. Oh, I got to see that again. Yeah, no, I think Reed, they should consider it, but they won't. It's got to be McKenna because the fan base will erupt if it's not. Oh, please show me a replay of that opportunity. I didn't know how it was until recently. He's a quiet, under the radar guy. They're not going to show me it. I want to. They'll show me it in a minute. It's fine. That's crazy. I need the Canes to win this game. My boy spent so much money to go to it. Please, please. Also, I just meant that the Leafs never get it done with Marner, so getting, in my opinion, a lesser version of Marner probably isn't going to be what they need. Sure. I just, first overall is first overall. There's a level of excitement there. I'm really curious because if I'm Toronto, you can't trade the first overall pick. But the truth is, you can, right? Like, you can trade the first overall pick. And if I can get multiple pieces that really change my outlook, and Austin Matthews is, hey, I'm coming back, and we got more pieces to be competitive, considering we do not have a 2027 or 2028 first rounder, and we have no protections on them, right? If they get the next two first overall picks, that's Philly, that's Boston. Boom, you know? I feel like the whole ads from ABC here have been kind of ass looking. The coverage in general is just not good. Look at that packed building. See you, Red. I don't know what they put these in these Alanis, but they're delicious. Liberty. Look at that. Walker, what are you doing? That's so me. Let's go. Can I get a replay of the wide open net, please? Can I see that opportunity? What? No? I guess I'm going to go fuck myself. I mean, Carolina's back to work, though. Let's get some pucks on net. There's another one. Hot kicks it out. Marner winning the Conn Smythe it would just be funny. It would just be funny. I feel like Anderson should have saved that. Well, sometimes the breakaways are like, you probably could have had that. A breakaway is a breakaway. I typically just lean towards maybe he hit the shot well, deception, Toronto, the thing is, Toronto's going to make that pick first overall. Good for them. The fan base is going to find something with that. So, like, again, Marner winning the Conn Smythe would be hilarious. Freddie Anderson winning the Conn Smythe would be hilarious. The universe is going to punish Toronto somehow. They're not allowed to have good things like that. Steve Dangle would say the same thing, I bet. He'd be like, there's something coming down the pipeline that's going to devastate us. What's up, Blackhawk? How are you? I realize I'm kind of late on that. How are you? We need digital ads. How else are the billionaires supposed to get 0.005% more rich? Amen. Money just ruins everything, man. It just ruins everything. Have I ever heard of Siren Head? I have not. It's a little concerning. Go see the new Star Wars and then write a blog about how much it sucked. No. I don't want to watch a Star Wars movie. Oh, we have another soft call here. Carolina. There you go. We do need a harder, stronger, thicker PP. I get told that all the time. All the time. They look at me and they're like, it's not hard enough. It's not strong enough. It's not thick enough. Long enough, though. No? No. I mean, look at this gap control by Vegas again. And the physicality. Get off me, son. Boom. Go right through him. And there goes another 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 seconds of the power play. Toronto will 1000% fuck up this first overall. This is what do we say all the time? If there's one team I want to trade with, it's Toronto, because the universe is going to make them pay for it every time. You watch Steve Dangle, even though you hate the Leafs. I tune into him every now and again. I got a lot of respect for that guy. Can they get in the zone? There we go. That's a little loose on the blue line. That's not great defense from Vegas. And this is a nice setup by Carolina. He's there. Oh, he had him in the bottom of the glove side circle. That just needed to be a bang bang play. Oh, does that bounce? Nope, didn't bounce in. And there it goes. And there it goes. I remember Laura being talked about very highly in Edmonton a couple years ago when we talked about Draisaitl. Wonder if there's a deal to be made there, like a Pod Colson plus. I mean, Laura, I think is a really good chance to be moved. Is it wrong to want Torts to win a cup? I don't think so. I don't agree, but I don't think so. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Take being GM is the other side to that coin. Yeah, I mean, this just Toronto has so much opportunity to do the dumbest possible thing. They always do, though. I would still love a replay of the freaking open net play that I got to see once. 2-on-2. And that's another, I mean, just another great penalty kill. That's another great penalty kill by Vegas. The Canes are tight. Little Chips, I'm glad you said that because it looks like they're avoiding these bang bang plays. It looks like they're taking an extra half second to think about it when you just need to, at this level in the finals, you need to know where your guys are and you need to whip that puck around. Search of Siren Head images. I'll do that later. Uh-oh. Vegas PP. How big, strong, and thick is it going to be? Are they even going to need it? Yeah, they are. Okay. Yeah, the Vegas looks like the better team. Despite the 2 shots, they look like the better team. Who's going to be the Jay Leach replacement? I have no idea. This is part of the offseason that I'm so bad at is the coaching carousel, especially the assistants. Really, really struggle with what kind of an impact they're going to have. When they choose a guy, I can do more research and give a genuinely educated breakdown of what they're good at. But I can't go through the field, and I'm so bad at that. It's just not where my attention sits. I just can't believe they haven't given me a replay for it. I can't. I just want to see that play and how close it came to actually going in the net. Stephen A. Smith for president? I mean, at this point, why not, right? Why not? Go see a world where Lori and Peak stay. Please at least get something from one of them. Well, Peak is a UFA. So that ship's likely sailed. Hopefully we don't re-sign him. I'm hoping. I mean, this is a terrifying power play. Eichel to Marner to Hurdle. Pretty clear though. Oh, I know you're mocking ESPN. I'm just agreeing with it. At this point, Stephen A. Smith for president. I'm literally there's so much ridiculous hatred of everything going on. Like, let's just go with celebrities at this point. How did Lindy Ruff not win the Jack Adams Award? I think he deserved to win it. I think Cooper is a worthwhile winner of the award. I think Tampa had some real adversity this year. I still think Lindy Ruff should have won it. Well, I just don't see it as like egregious. Yeah, Vegas is finding room. They're moving the puck well. Inside ice hasn't been super available to them. 3-on-2, 3-on-3, shorthanded. Really nice play by Aho until he skated away from the puck. Took a blindside too. Well, it's not exactly gonna be 12-4 in shots, but it's 6-2. So my prediction is pretty decent. This is so dumb. If you're a Canes fan, you've got to be losing your mind right now. This is an important clear, and it's a good one. And it's a good one. That was huge. You turn that over, you're in trouble for like last 20 seconds of the period. 12 seconds left, and it looks like that's going to be it. Yeah, Vegas is just gonna sit on it, chuck it down the ice. Oh, little icing. 2.7 seconds left. Ooh. Then a question: how did Sturm finish the eighth spot? I can answer that actually. Uh, this is a media voted award, and if you're not one of the top two or three candidates, it just starts to turn into favoritism. Like guys are gonna have like their coaches and stuff, so they're gonna put those votes in. Anything past second or third in the voting, it's just nonsense. They could be anywhere. All right, Anthony, I'm not, but I appreciate it. Remember Riley Smith when he was on the Bruins and then the Knights? I Riley Smith wasn't a player I really wanted to keep around. I didn't dislike Riley Smith, but I didn't love him either. Got strangely attached to Peak this season because I listened to a lot of Bruins games over the radio, and Peak had a radio commercial promoting some charities, which made me happy. That's such a great reason to like a player, though, right? It's like when they're like a good guy, you know. Still not a good player, but I did like him on a personal level. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, we all have our what is it? The emotional support fourth liners. Like, there's always a guy on the team that is he a needle mover? No, I like him. I like having him. I mean, Huzadinov kind of falls under the category this year. Is he a true needle mover on the season? Not really, but I like watching him play, and I think he's a positive effect. I think Stern finished right about where he should have. Yeah, I didn't look past. I mean, it was rough, and it was Cooper, and I just didn't really look past that. There aren't any Bruins that are winning any awards this year, nor should they be. Siren Head is a 40-foot tall humanoid monster with two sirens for a head. Oh, all right. I feel like I've seen that before. I think there's a little indie video game off of that. I think it's beer time. I think it's beer time. So I will be back very shortly. Yeah, Kuzi and Kostelik. Exactly, right? Which I know I never say. I think I keep saying Kastelik's name differently each time I say it. Kostelik, Kastelik, back and forth. I still don't know how you're supposed to say it. My brain won't hold on to that information. But yeah, those are two of the guys that like you just love them. Fraser Minton went through cold streaks where he was closer to replacement level than he was like a good player, and I just big Fraser Minton guy. Can't help it. Swayman deserves a shout out. That's right. Oh, major award winners. Swayman, if he were to win the Vezina, would be at least a worthwhile winner. He shouldn't win it, in my book, but certainly would have been worthwhile. Give me just a moment. I'll be right back with another Guinness because we're still working through the stockpile of Guinnesses, but we're getting really close to done with it. Really close. We already had Velma earlier. We gotta get Larry in here. Larry, do you want to join us for a moment? Are you considering making an appearance on camera? I hear Velma walking over. Hi, beautiful girl. Hello, beautiful girl. Come on. Good girl. That's right. Come on, step up. Say hello. Oh, you're not really getting in the camera. No? Okay. Larold, what about you? Do you want to come say hello? Oh, Larry! Look this way. Oh, no, no. He's like, you're going to break my neck, Dad. Come here. He's a good boy. He's not, actually. He's a terrible, terrible dog. But it's because I have not found a way to train him at all. He's the dumbest animal I've ever met in my life. Yeah, we've tried so many different strategies to train him, and he is incapable of learning. But that's okay, because he's really cute. PK is actually reasonably dressed this time. Never thought I'd see the day. Haven't been paying attention to him, but yeah. I like making fun of PK for his outfits, but I also appreciate the fact that he wears them. Things should be more fun. Sports have gotten so serious about everything, and like we forget it's entertainment sometimes. As much as I absolutely loathed PK Subban as a hockey player, they are wasting his talents as a broadcaster. Like they are not setting him free to do what he needs to do. He could be so good at this. They're not letting him do it. I can see McAvoy winning the Bill Masterson Award for perseverance after taking like 5 pucks to the mouth this season. Totally forgot about that award, honestly. And yes, I agree. I truly agree. Because, I mean, it's 3 separate incidents of truly getting injured in the face through the year. Who just woke PK Subban up? Those pajamas are fresh to death. Dude's got style. Maybe. If I had a dog, I'd have no interest in training him. Just be a dog. For the most part, I'm actually kind of with you there. Like, I like that they have their personalities, but there are certain things like recall that are for their own safety that it's just, I'm struggling here, man. It's really tough. Also, somehow he learned that growling very aggressively is what you do when you play. So other dogs are like, is this bad? But meanwhile, his tail's wiggling, his fur's down. He's not aggressive at all, but he sounds like he's about to bite your throat out. What up, Dampen? Yeah, I never know if I'm streaming until basically the day of right now. It's just a schedule. Not the hockey schedule, my schedule. Isn't the combine going on right now? I haven't heard anything about it. The combine. Oh, like the NHL combine? Is there an NHL combine? I don't pay attention to pre-draft stuff too much. Maybe? You know as much as I do, friend. Give PK a break. He is just channeling his inner Don Cherry. I appreciate the guy. Yeah, I also think that, I mean, they're just bad at it. The hockey coverage is just distinctly bad at what they do. You know? There's a couple guys that have talent and have the ability to do it, but the producers are just not doing a good job. Have you tried the 82-0 game posted to the Discord? Pretty fun, yet frustrating. I tried the NBA one. Is there an NHL version of it? NHL Combine is going on currently. I have never paid attention to that, honestly. There's so much, and I think you're learning very little about these players. In fact, I think most professional leagues at this point, combines are just for media attention and for show. There's a couple of guys who will like rise through the ranks athletically for it, but you see this in the NFL a lot. A lot of guys are now just going, I'm not going to the combine. You guys have seen my tape. You know what I can do. I'm not wasting my time to fly out for another workout for you guys. That makes all the sense in the world to me. Like, why would I do it? If you have 2-3 years of tape on me and exactly what I can do, if I know that I'm going to be, drafted in a decent area, I'm not going to the combine. If I'm a bubble player and I'm trying to make the league, yeah, I'll go to the combine. Damn it, I'll start the first period over again. We'll just do this real quick. Say that about dogs until they're pissing on people. My dog's the same way. They play so hard that it sounds like they're actually fighting, but it's just the way they play. Yeah. Problem is, so I have 3 dogs, and Velma, the middle child, is dog aggressive. She loves her brothers. She almost killed Larry once, but that was when he was very little. She developed into a dog aggressive dog over time, She has certain anxiety issues and things like that. She's a German Shepherd mix. So for her, there has to be a level of care. Like she can't go to a dog park anymore. Basically, what really happened is we dog sat while we had two dogs before Larry. We dog sat three other dogs, right? And we had never had issues with these dogs getting along before. They had met each other before, but female German Shepherd was one of those three dogs we were dog sitting. We brought them into our house, and it took about a day and a half until the two German Shepherds were like, "No, this is." And Velma was, "This is my territory. You're in the wrong place." And she was the aggressor in the situation. But ever since then, she's a female dog is, yeah. Especially if I'm in the room. If I'm not around, Velma very rarely has any sort of incidents, but she's super protective over me. So it's just a lot of work to be done there. A logical Canadian raid. What's going on? How are you? Uh, only value of the combine is actually meeting the players and talking to them. That's huge. I agree with that. You could do different settings for that, you know. Personalities matter, man, especially in these locker rooms. Illogical and Duck say hi. What's going on, guys? Mark Messier should be good at it, but he really sucks at conversation, unfortunately. Yeah, but also he points out that he's not paying attention a lot of times, right? I try to give a lot of grace to, especially when you're doing national coverage. You can't satisfy a fan base that watches every single game that their team plays when you're covering this nationally because your attention is spread across 32 franchises. But there is a level, a threshold of like, you should be this educated about a team. You should be able to pronounce the goaltender's name, stuff like that. It's so often that they're just not paying attention, and it bothers me because if that's your job, put a little effort in. Good evening, Slurp on Seb. A little slurping going on. Have you heard of Mr. Beast? I have heard of the guy. Not my type of style for YouTube. I don't anything that's like built off of drama. I just don't. Not my vibe. I can see the attraction though for sure. The games look fun that he plays. It took dog testing my old man 4 dogs before I found a dog he's able to be around. And that's part of the equation a lot of times too, when you're trying to find them a little partner to be around. And sometimes there's certain personalities that don't mix. Unfortunately for Velma, it's truly like a female dog is a death sentence to the dog you're bringing into the house because she's going to win the fight and she's not going to care what happens to the other dog. So we have to be very, very careful. Dog parks can be the worst place to bring a dog. There are far too many untrained dogs and owners. Yep. And I'm fine with you don't have to have perfect recall or anything like that. But being the owner that came in and then my dog started a skirmish and we tried a couple times with leash and things like that and prevented anything from happening. We were ready and on top of it to make sure that it didn't get bad. But we had to try to socialize her more. And anytime the dogs were approaching, we'd talk to the owners and be like, hey, this is what we're doing. We're just staying very on top of it. And we just couldn't get her to a place where we felt like she was safe, where the dogs around her were safe. So, yeah. Oh, the Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen thing was insane. How they couldn't pronounce that name. Like, that's a starting goaltender in the playoffs. Like, you should be able to say the name. Damn it, I'm all in on the Canes, which is not going well for me so far. They did not once get Hellenius right. And I might be mispronouncing that as well, because I don't pretend to be a national coverage of the league. Those side effects will get you. They'll get you. I did hear about that Mr. Beast video where the coach died. That was so sad. I saw like a recap of that. That was so freaking sad. Was the other dog okay? Everyone was fine. Like she has never she hurt Larry when he was very little, but that was a food aggression thing where frankly I made a mistake because I was doing laundry and we keep their food in the laundry room and I thought I had closed the door and I did not close it all the way. And Velma opened the door because she's capable of that. And then Larry, pitter pattering behind her, 6 months old, comes in right behind her and sees that there's a bowl. Well, not a bowl. There's a bag of food, and she like goes over to check it out. They're both behind me. I don't even see it, and so does he. And I mean, she just got territorial and got him right in the head. He did need stitches, but he ended up being fine. Still has a scar from it. Uh, but yeah, no, but she's never like truly hurt another dog. They've just had tussles and very clearly like not play tussles. Like there was aggression going on. So I would be devastated if she hurt someone's dog, like truly hurt one. Not a popular opinion, but when you go to a brewery, please leave your dog home. Some of us are allergic. I see your argument there. If it's a very well trained dog, I'm typically like, yes, absolutely, bring them out and everything. I don't know the right answer to that, right? Because I mean, I think dog owners should be welcomed in some of these public places, and the dogs have a great time. How allergic are you? Like, are you? They're sitting 2 tables away, but it's still getting me. We had our first dog named Chip, excellent, who had real bad separation anxiety. We were lucky enough to get his brother Teddy to try and help with anxiety. Now they're both anxious. Anxiety is a really hard one to beat too. And for Velma, she's a blood donor, so we've had to like try to figure out what we can do anxiety wise that still allows her to be a blood donor, and we might just have to fully take her out of the blood donorship program because the medications, you can't be on those medications and be a donor. There's very strict rules in the hospital about what you can and can't be to be a donor. What liquor would you recommend for the day a team that's already missed the playoffs for a decade and doesn't look anywhere near it just had their captain request a trade? Oh, I can't imagine what team you could possibly be talking about. But I would recommend Everclear or Malort. Yeah, that feels right. Everclear or Malort. You have a great night, brother. He was 38 years and 2 months old when he died. That coach, yeah. Remember, guys, live your life. Don't delay on stuff that you really want to do because it can happen. You are going to die. That's the unfortunate truth of life. You're going to die. Oh, boy. That is sad. I would recommend rubbing alcohol. Yeah. Bleach. Like that with cats. Just can't touch my face. Cats get my ass. Honestly, I'm allergic to dogs too, but this is a mind over matter thing. I love dogs, but cats, my throat will close around a cat. I feel bad too. Like one of our closest pairs of friends that we work with, whenever we go over to their house, they have 3 cats. And I don't care how well you clean your house, you could be as OCD as they come, right? If you have 3 cats, I'm still allergic to your house. There's nothing I can do. So I always have to load up on allergy meds and still spend like half the time over there in their backyard hanging out in the fresh air. Windex. Windex is a good choice. There you go. That's a good liquor. Can't really take my tiny ass Chihuahua anywhere because of small dog mentality. He's normally good and does not bite, just his whole demeanor with bigger dogs. Yeah, I see that a lot. He's a great dog, but as soon as the bigger dog's around, he wants to fight. Very allergic. And as I always say, I love the dogs. It's just dog owners that are a problem. That's the thing, is if you're in a public place and your dog is approaching people, bad. You have to, there are phobias, there are allergies. But if you have an excellently trained dog and they stay by your side and someone can be like, hey, I'm very allergic. Could you make sure that they don't come near me? And that can be a feasible request. Then yeah, I think that should be allowed. Tom Holland drinks beer and uses a credit card. He's just like me. Yes. Yeah, he's just like you. Just like you. There's no difference at all that I can think of. At all. You look like him too, I think. Just tried a site called 84-0, which can simulate a season. And I'm not saying the simulation is wrong, but my team definitely should have gone 84-0. Who is the team? Chief, we gotta throw the team in now. You can't make a claim like that. Jaeger with Malibu and pineapple juice? No, thank you. I appreciate it, though. Bernedoodle is such a big goof that he thinks all of the dogs are nice. I have to bring on a leash at the Cranberry Dog Walk if we run into other dogs. Some dogs have had to put Thor in his place. Dude, Larry is like that, where he thinks everybody loves him, and his social cues are zero. A dog could have fur up, spit, growling, barking, trying to get at him.
clearly violent, and he's gonna walk up and put his head in that dog's mouth. And when that dog bites him, he's gonna turn around and try to play with him again. He has zero ability to read social cues. They are hold on, we'll sync this a dog for all the time. People just have to understand that. Most dog owners don't give a fuck about other people. It's a classic. The bad ones make it worse for everybody else. It's just a classic situation. Carolina can't go into the third down, right? You have to take control of one of these games. At 6 cats, I'd die. I would die. I would die. Yeah, no survival instincts. I'm gonna miss my dog when I go to treatment. She's my baby. She's an elder Jack Russell. That's hard, man. That's really hard. But she'll be so excited to see you when you're done. Four line of Crosby, McGillney, Lindstrom, Holt, Mike Smith in net though. He had some great seasons, but that's where you're getting a couple losses. 84-0 with Mike Smith in net. I don't know. I don't know. The rest of them, yeah, I'm with you. That had to be like a what 76-8 record, something like that. All right, Carolina, let's see something here. All right, we're just gonna turn it over on the entry and give it back to Vegas. Okay. Frankly, Matthew, I'm just not sure if they're the better team. They've looked like the better team this season, the Canes, but Vegas just has so much strength down the middle. They have so much strength. And boy, are they winning all of the one-on-ones. Look at that effort play. Oh, here we go. Good breakout. Puck in deep, go for the line change. All right. All right. Carolina gets swept, and these are the most boring playoffs ever. I thought the first round was awesome, but tough, tough conference finals for sure. Just an awful conference finals. Vegas is just going to keep doing this. They'll keep pushing the puck low. They'll just keep getting behind that net. Make them work. Make them take the punishment. Work the puck back up high. Rinse, repeat until a piece of space opens up. Damn, they're good at it too. STP showed a stat where Carolina's lost 9 games when leading after the first. In the playoffs? No. That's very dumb. Why did I say that? No, but that is interesting. But they're not hanging on to their not hanging on to leads. Brutal stat. My gut isn't telling me good things about this game is serious. I mean, neither are your eyes right now, right? Shot totals are great, but you don't win the game on shot totals. Hell, that's why the Bruins made the playoffs. And Carolina, they get the puck in. You saw that first forechecking wave. You saw the second. Vegas handled them both, freed up the puck. They're back in the neutral zone. Yeah, this is just too easy to break out. Too easy to break out. All right, Carolina, back to the neutral zone. No, I don't know if it was a trip or not. A guy fell down. Uh-oh. Hey, they got another shot on net, though. There you go, Vegas. And a bad icing. A bad icing. I am still drinking wedding Guinness, yes. We're getting close, though. I think I might have a dozen of these left. And it was at 60-something before, so. I sure don't have Prime Morgan Geeky. I wish we had Prime Morgan Geeky in the playoffs. Hang on, 76-5-3. Yeah. Now, it's Mike Smith's fault, for sure. Did McGillney finally get into the Hall of Fame this year, or is he still blacklisted for some reason? My hatred for the Canes runs so incredibly deep. It sucks being here. I'm sorry, brother. All right, good breakout. Here we go. You've got the option on the okay. I'm not really sure. Was that Martinuk? Who is that? Either way, not really sure what his play was. Thank you, Chief. I'm trying. Barbashev would be a dream get in Boston. One of the most underrated players in the Western Conference, I think. He just doesn't get mentioned a ton for Vegas, and he is such an important piece to them. Not a lot of action here. Just moving the puck to the neutral zone, getting it deep, turning it over. How about Lauzon playing in the Stanley Cup Finals, making an impact? I mean, they're just Vegas keeping them to the outside. Look at the gap control. Look at the coverages. There's nowhere to send the puck. On the wall, behind the net, on the wall. He's cycling on the blue line, down on the wall. And he doesn't have. Look at. Well, hold on. Vegas breaking it out. They have options. They skate themselves. And Vegas is going to the power play. Carolina cycles the puck. They get the puck on the blue line. They send it to the bottom of the glove side circle. And immediately, the outlet back to the top of that glove side circle has to maneuver around for a moment. He loses that outlet. The play dies. It's that simple. Vegas is not offering anything through the middle of the ice. And they're forcing it into the walls. And Carolina can't solve it right now. This isn't Vegas' first power play. This is their second, is it not? Yeah, this is their second. I don't know why he said that. That's all right. Broadcasters make mistakes. That's a little bit of a gross call, but dude, the Canes have to get off the mat, right? Like that's where we're at. It feels like they're out shooting them, they're out possessing them. It feels like they're on the mat anyway. Yeah, okay. I thought McGillney got in this year. I just couldn't remember. And yeah, well deserved. Well deserved. That's a huge face-off win. Marner on the top of the slot. Eichel. Rare for him to take a contested. Oh! Big save. Was that Marner who made the play? Good on him. Pasta would have committed to the puck carrier immediately, and that would have been a breakaway. Good play by Marner. Wouldn't Stanley Cup final matchup. I mean, I'm not super happy with it either. This has been a good penalty kill so far. And again, 2-on-1. Oh, and Hart gets another one. It's 4-on-2. You've got the trailer. That's exactly what they want. Dish. I'm very surprised Eichel doesn't try to go to, who was that, Barbashev on the far side there? Oh! Oh, Hurdle, what are you doing, brother? That's Morgan Geeky-esque. Why didn't you shoot that? The Morgan Geeky was more egregious, but still. I thought that was in. Dorofeyev with another chance. Look at this possession. Oh! Hurdle mishandles it. What is happening? 4 seconds left of the power play. Is this going to be a great penalty kill? All right. It's not a great penalty kill, but they do kill it. Oh, no. Scars! What a kick in the dick, man. No way. You kill a very difficult penalty kill, and oh, it's Howden again, too. And you know what? Freddie's sitting there like, please take away this blocker side. But Slavin against, there's no way Slavin's healthy, right? There's no way. Wish I could do splits like these goalies. Same, dude. Got 78-4 for Scott and Crosby, Tuck, Bork, or Hellebuck and net. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. This was the worst matchup the conference finals could have mustered. I don't know. Montreal Vegas would have been really tough for me. That would have been really hard for me. Have you gone through Larkin mock trades tonight? I missed the first bit. We talked a little bit about it. What's your mock trade? Let's chat. Let's we bounce in and out of this game here. Nice came back last game, but let's see if the Canes can do it. I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it either, brother. If the Canes lose, they blow it up or run it back. They run it back. They run it back. This is a team of consistency and patience. But if they get swept, there's going to be some hard conversations in that building. 2 on 6 shots isn't padding Freddie's numbers. I mean, certainly not Conn Smythe numbers. And yeah, 2 sort of breakaways. Like, obviously, one of them was contested, but I don't have a lot of blame on Freddie. He's going to get a lot of blame, but also Carolina, you got to capitalize on something here. I mean, you've had some chances. Brett Howden is having such a crazy playoffs. Classic, good for him. You know, so next year I want to implement more like alerts and fun things during the streams and whatnot for like subs and donations, and the classic good for him has to make an appearance somehow. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but that's what we're going to do. Canes finally got over the hump in the conference finals. Did they get swept to the finals, man? And how many years do they have to go to the finals and get swept before they can win a Stanley Cup then? Are they just going to do the same thing? Like, hey, I guess we're going to go 4 straight conference finals. We're going to win 1 game of those 4, not 4 straight, but 4 conference finals. You're going to win 1 game out of the 4. They're 1-16 going into this year. They finally get over the hump. And then, of course, you'll have to do it 4 times to the Stanley Cup. Oh, could they be the Buffalo Bills? Could the Canes go to 4 straight finals and just lose in all of them? That'd be tough. It also means the Bruins aren't in the finals, and I won't accept that. I can see something where Vegas is up 3-0, Canes screwed it out, but run out of gas in Game 6. That would be crazy. I so desperately want a better result tonight. Knuckle Puck is there, man. It's with so much money. He doesn't go to hockey games frequently because, I mean, he's got a 2-year-old son, man. Like, it's a lot of work. I just really want this to be a great night for him. And so far, it's not great. Zacha, Dean, and this year's first for Larkin. So you including Dean makes this a realistic and painful trade, right? I think that opens conversations and that could get it done. It depends on what other teams, if Larkin would even come to us, right? No movement clause. That's a realistic deal. It's a realistic, hey, this hurts my feelings. I don't like doing this trade, but it's worth it. I've been having some debates about this, and a lot of what I've seen is like, well, what if we include Lysell and Patra and a bunch of guys that just aren't needle movers as far as prospects go, and you can't do like, here's a bunch of my stuff, but none of it my highest level stuff, you know? So you have to include guys like Zellers, Dean, Hagens. I think if I'm Sweetie, I don't give up Dean. I don't give up Hagens because this is a 30-year-old who doesn't play great defense, but he's a true 1C, particularly offensively. So I'm much more focused on like, I need to keep my 2 or 3 best prospects, but I can give you first-round picks, maybe multiple of them, I can give you an NHL roster player right now. So I think you're on the right path. I do gotta go back to doing just more of the low call gamer stuff. That was fun. I don't think it's going to make a comeback though, because if I have additional time, the thing that I really want to bring back is Sean and Doug. I really enjoyed that show. I know it didn't get a ton of viewership, but man, it was just for me very fun. Get this in. Vegas is just they're blocking everything too. Sabres gonna break the Buffalo curse next year. Do you mean like Stanley Cup? Like what is the curse? Exactly. And look at this. Eichel just wins that one-on-one with the puck, and Vegas gets set up again. Look at the way they move. Coverage is so good. Defensively, Vegas has been wow. I mean, that's the right call, though. I think that's right. It is. 76, 6-2. Game is tough. I gotta check this out. I'll check out this 84-0 thing. A title to come to Buffalo? Oh, you mean in general? Yeah. Yeah, good point. That's a good point. I think the world will rejoice for the most part when Buffalo wins a Stanley Cup. No one wants the Bills to win jack shit. That's not a likable franchise. The Buffalo Sabres has suffered to such a level. I think a lot of people would be rooting for Buffalo. It's actually kind of incredible that the Buffalo Bills have stayed so unlikable while having so many heartbreaks. But I'm also a Patriots fan, so maybe I'm just biased. Let's go, Canes! Let's go, Canes! Come on! We can do like it would likely choose an actual contender. Yeah, probably. You make a great point. Like 2012, Kings just shut down the Devils and Brodeur drank from the fountain. LA just dominated game 6. Yeah. God, those quick runs, man. Something different. Oh, I missed this one. 2027 first, top 10 protected. 2028 first, unprotected. Will Zellers and Matthew Potter for Larkin. Probably more than he's actually worth, but Detroit ain't giving him up for anything cheaper. And they shouldn't. He's a 1C, a genuine 1C. I think they accept that deal. I think they do. Now, is that our first or is that Toronto's first in 2028 unprotected? I don't even know if we could put protections on that actually. But I think they'd be interested in that deal. This is good pressure. There you go. Forechecking. F1 gets it done. Outlet to F2. And then you get set up and you turn it over immediately. Come on, boys. Oh, Walker. Nice play there. Oh. Aho has got, like, this line has to break through. And it can't be in game 4, you know? They have to break through in this game. I don't know if you're going to get enough goals from your bottom 9. You need your top line to do something. Oh, they broke up the line. Freddie, an important save on Carlson. That's an important save. Slurp on Seb. I'm not high on Dean, to be honest. It's easier for me to pull the trigger on him because I don't think other teams would give him the runway to grow, so I'm more open to trading. I totally get it. I am in a tough spot with Dean because I can see a route for him to become a impact top 6 forward at the NHL level. A 1C? No. No, not like a contending style 1C, but there are versions of him that I could see being a truly impactful top 6 forward. It is a lot of best case scenario for him, so I'm with you, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, where, like, there's enough concern there. I'm not giving up Dean for Larkin though because the upside is so high, right? Like I need to hang on to Higgins and Dean in a Larkin trade. I would move either one of them, not both of them, but either one of them in a Robert Thomas trade, right? Like if Shifley was available, we'd have the same conversation in the Larkin stuff, right? Like I would give up a Zellers and some draft capital for a Shifley, but I wouldn't give up Higgins or Letourneau. Robert Thomas, absolutely. I'm trying to think about other one Cs that could possibly move. Just not a lot of them, right? Where's Aho's fetch? Oh, correct question. I, I don't know. Kind of felt like this year was the year with the Sabres. I understand that, like, especially with the last 3 months of the season, the best team in hockey for months, right? Couldn't get it done. It was close. I mean, it's not. They deserved where they got, and they might have deserved one more round. Funny story. I worked with a girl at a restaurant a few years back. One day, I had the Bruins game on at work, and she goes, "My cousin plays hockey," and just like that, as nonchalant as could be. Long story short, her cousin is Svechnikov. He does a little more than play hockey. Rod has to shuffle the top line. Yeah, looks like they did too. I think Zellers is more likely to be better in the show than Dean. Zellers has a lot of development to go as well, but I mean, what a great freshman year! What a great freshman year. Ace, it has just been determined literally yesterday that I will be at development camp. That was very much in jeopardy, but I will be there. Dean is going to hit 24, 26 and be a star, calling it now. It's definitely, we knew this when drafting him, right? This is a 4 or 5 year project, and we're going to find out. So, yeah, I hope so. I hope you're right. And I hope it's with the Bruins. Love Robert Thomas in Buffalo. Him centering Tage and Benson would be insane. That would be disgusting. That would suck for every other Atlantic team. When's the podcast coming out? I don't know. Tomorrow? We recorded late last night. No, I think they just posted it earlier today, actually, for the short shift. Oh, Howden denied on the hat trick bid. See, that's the difference. That cross slot pass to the opposite side circle. It's a simple, basic play, but those passing lanes are there for Vegas. Those passing lanes are not there for Carolina. Woo! That sounded like a post. You ever notice how Eichel just never loses the puck? He just never loses it. Guy's as consistent as it can be. Steelers, 1 versus 4. Little Lysell action there. Wow, kept the puck, waited for the team. Nice. Hey, Aho, do something. Walker, you got to put that right back to Jarvis. Jarvis is up, stick up, top of the slot, waiting. It's time for him to get it and launch that before the defenseman gets there. That's going to go back to center ice. Ace, you're going to be there on the 29th. Where'd it go? Oh, 29th, recording with the new pod going live here this week. Beers on me. Hell yeah, dude. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see you. Rod Rindemore. The Dean stock. I mean, the guy's massive, too. Think we might get a hat trick tonight? Howden certainly make it a belief. Can't make dev camp if it was on the weekend. It could have been feasible. It does suck that it's always during the week. That's what my boss said, too. And I was like, hey, I know I just missed a bunch of time, but I have this thing that I want to go to. And they're like, oh, yeah, is it just like you'll be out Friday or Thursday and Friday? I'm like, no, it runs from Monday to Thursday in Boston. So, whoops. 2 goals on 11 shots with 6 minutes left in the second. Montreal. A better Montreal. Dude, Ostlin looked really good. He was a difference maker in the first round for sure. And McLeod's been great too. I love that's a guy I would love on the Bruins. I see some local on his wedding tugs. Oh, I gotta share a couple of pictures. Well, I'm still getting more back. Unfortunately, actually, I'm not gonna tell that. Nope. You know what? I'll leave that to be discovered at a later time. I was being an a-hole. Good, good. They should be a-holes. Another power play. Martinook this time. Damn. 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 How much does it cost to go to dev camp? It's completely free. Open to the public. Open to the public. You just show up. There's a schedule listed online of who's going at what time. Usually Monday mornings. It starts 9:30. They'll do a couple drills with the forwards, and the defenseman will come out later in the week. We'll do scrimmages, full groups. It's really fun. It's really fun if you genuinely like watching hockey because a lot of it they're doing drills. You're watching these guys practice. There's not a ton of scrimmages until later in the week, and even then, last year we had the full scrimmage. It ended 0-0, which was hilarious, all things considered. So, good clearance, good important clearance. Any chance of a combination of Zaka, Middlestat, and Lori for a top 10 pick? That particular trade, no. There's no chance for that to work. Um, but there is a conversation that's I have a video coming out soon where we're going to talk about a couple of teams that you could target to trade into that top 10. More importantly, that top 5. That's right, Matthew. I met a lot of you guys at last year's dev camp. There's a whole group. No shield. Yep, you're a staple there too. It's a lot of fun. I always feel bad though too because I want to chat and hang out with everybody, but I really like to watch the actual hockey, so I like to get locked in. So between breaks, I like to chat, but I can be a bit of a bummer sometimes. All right, here we go. Short-handed chance, maybe? No, no, snuffed out. Jack, I'm with you. Thomas is way better than Kyron. All right, 24 seconds left of the power play. Carlson bringing it over the center ice logo. Dump and chase. Ain't nothing wrong with that when they're stacking the blue line like that. That's something the Bruins really need to get better at is understanding the defensive scheme of the penalty killers and reacting appropriately. A lack of speed obviously prevents dumping and chasing when they're lined up like that. But I guess second power play unit, the entrance should not have been like, oh, we're gonna dish off to the point as we enter and we'll get set up that way because everyone knew we were doing it every single time. It should have been that second unit when Reichel was in the lineup should have been we dump and chase and Reichel gets there first. All right, here we go. Great, huge, important kill. And Carolina cycles the puck around the boards and goes for a change. My goodness. Oh, that's a rough offsides call. Do you watch What Chaos? I haven't looked into they seem so fun. I just haven't taken the time to actually watch their show yet. Bruins fan for life, what's going on? I appreciate the kind words. We got so much content that I actually have to get to. And if I could stop getting bombarded by work, I feel like I'd have an easier time doing it. But this weekend we have a couple things coming out, which I'm very excited about. I know it's being discussed by a lot of people, but it generally feels like the refs are calling so many more penalties this playoffs than in previous years. You know, I have to look at the data because I don't think the first round of the playoffs, penalties go up. They don't go down. And that data, I think, it does exist. It does back up that statement. I don't know if later in the series or later in the playoffs that's been the case. But I don't feel like the refereeing has been egregious this playoffs. Now, not having a dog in the race obviously helps you to kind of take a step back and just. I don't think there's been a lot of games decided by that. You know, one day local will be at my ECHL team's game, and I will be there. Oh yeah, why not? Which ECHL team is this? I love ECHL games. We're the Stingrays locally. Do you think it would be Hellebuck or Bob from Florida and Thomas, but the Sabres don't have all the money in the world? They don't. I wonder about Bob Why is Florida so comfortable moving on if they still feel like Bob can be a winning goaltender? You know? I have some curiosity about that because they've been a very savvy franchise over the past 5 years, right? 6, 7 years. Yeah. See what you mean for the power play, but have you considered that we should just have Zacha carry the puck over the blue line again and hope the opponent's defense doesn't break it up this time? And we've only tried that like 1,200 times, right? It's, I think you might be onto something. I think you might be. I just hated that they never changed. Like, if you truly can't get into the offensive zone, then dump and chase is your option. Especially when you've got 4 guys wide on the blue line and you have 4 momentum, you should be able to win that puck. Especially if you're paying attention to weak side, because usually you have a drifter defensively who's a little farther back. Go to the opposite end. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I would give up Tuck to bring in Hellebuck for sure. For sure. I think Bob is aging out of his prime and he's got his cups anyways. I get that. I'm with you. I just Florida being comfortable moving on without an answer in net. Like Bob either wants a huge contract for being 38 years old or whatever the hell he is, which is ridiculous, or his game is slipping and they are going to look elsewhere for a solution. And that kind of tells me that I don't know if I want to invest in Bob. When a smart franchise walks away from a player, you know, the gargoyles. Hell, where are they gargoyles? What? I'm not that big of an ECHL fan. I know the local guys, but where are the gargoyles? I also have no idea how expansion rules work for ECHL. Like, are they even given a chance to not suck the inaugural season? One of the Woods from Colorado is a good idea for you guys, I think. How many more years of Bob Lutsky got left in the tank? God knows. But there's a horseshoe so far up his ass that I'm surprised he doesn't taste iron all day. What's up, Spectre? That's in Greensboro? Yeah, I'll come up for a game one day. I'll come up for a game. It's a few hours away, 3 or 4 hours away, something like that. Who would the Cats get other than Bob? I think Hellebuck is on the table. I mean, think about this. They signed Marchand to a 6-year deal because they knew that they didn't give a shit about the last 3 years of that deal. Like their window is now, despite this season. I wouldn't be surprised if they went to Winnipeg and like, hey, we're gonna give you this year's pick, which is ninth, right? Something like that. Along with I don't know. I really don't know the prospect situation, but something else of value for Hellebuck, and that might be as good as Winnipeg to do. Here we go, Carolina. This is we're starting crunch time now. You don't need to wait till the third. You need something here. You're gonna hear the dogs go berserk for a moment, guys. The wifey is home. Oh, they clear it themselves. Good lord. This is gross. Emily Kaplan reminds me of Debbie Downer. I don't get that invested in the ringside reporting. Watch Florida go after DiPietro, and DiPietro just be stellar. Does he not fit our timeline perfectly? Referring to Larkin? No. He's in line with our timeline. It just depends. Like I can't walk away from Hagens for Larkin. It has to be like I'm getting a top half of the league 1C, and obviously we'd have to give up more than Hagens for that. But you know, Skinner home next season? No, he doesn't. He needs to be out of the league. Oh, traffic in front. They need that. There's an opportunity. This is a good shift. There's a little bit of space with the puck. This is what you're wanting. And then you hesitate behind the net. Keep it moving. And there's just no room. They just completely are blocking out. Completely blocking out the middle of the ice. Are you winning, hubby? Boston Red Sox 49. She literally then poked her head in and just gave me a look, and it felt like that. It felt like the, are you winning, son? It's either going for Wedgwood or Blackwood. Avs have a cap problem. Yeah. It feels like the teams with cap problems are basically out west and then Buffalo. Hello. What? Fantastic. I broke another glass in there this morning. This time on purpose, but not on purpose. I accidentally bumped into it before. No, it was one of my Bruins glasses. Yeah, I was very upset about it. Oh! I'm getting distracted by my beautiful wife. This is the best shift they've had offensively, like all game. She's not getting on camera. Slurp, have a great night. Thank you for joining us. Ooh, that's an early wake up time. Good luck. I'd let Minton and 2 first go for Larkin. Oh, you and I are in very different places. You and I are in very different places. While the 2 first don't bother me that much, Minton would. Minton would bother me a lot in that trade. And I understand you can't clutch pearls. You have to give up to get some. It has to be painful to get a 1C. I want Minton to be a Bruin for the next 15 years. That one would really hurt. Huge. Minute 8 left. Puck's dropped. And Vegas wins the face-off. Carolina pressures, doesn't keep it in. Vegas 3-on-2. They have the drop. Oh, he mishandles the puck. Was that Eichel, too, who I had just said never loses the puck? Gotta imagine my buddy at the game is not having a great time, right? I hope he's at least plastered. 37 seconds left. Carolina firmly in possession behind their own net. Get up ice. Here we go. And it's a dump and chase, but no one, they don't even get the first wave there. And it's back in their zone. Behind their net with Vegas in possession. Vegas is going to look for this. Yep. They're going to get it to the wall. I mean, it's just another puck battle lost on the wall. This is crazy. The home ice advantage is so dead. My God. Wonder what Phil Kessel is doing right now and how much he's laughing with his 3 rings. Does he have 3 rings? Damn. Good for him. The hot dog man himself. Sabres get a true number 1 goalie. They can trade UPL, and that frees up more funds, plus whoever else the Sabres move on from. I mean, that's huge because UPL doesn't make a ton of money, but he makes enough that it's going to be very beneficial to move on from him if you can get a true answer in net. And with how Alex Lyon played this year, maybe you move UPL anyway. I would be a little afraid if I'm Buffalo because you guys do have a tendency to trade away a goaltender, and they do much better elsewhere. But if somebody gets on camera, the Canes will score. Not good enough for her, honestly. 5 Smackaroo says Aho finishes the series with 0 goals. Icarus, he's a gambling man. Thank you for the fuck cancer funds. Appreciate you. Thank you for the generosity. Yeah, I'll take that bet all day. I'll take that bet all day. I will. How does this work? I'm gonna say Aho scores a goal this series. So if he does go without any goals, though, I'll have to send you that $5 back, and I will have to double it for the charity donation. Does that work? So I guess I'd have to send you $10 back because that's how gambling works. Leave my baby, a fully grown man, alone. He's not going anywhere. Wait. Which one's your baby? Is it Minton? Because I agree. It all comes down to the third, going in down 2 goals. It's just gross, man. Like, how are we here? I don't even know what to say to my buddy. Like, I can't make you feel better. Uh, I'm just gonna send him a picture of one of the guys from his wedding getting way, 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 way too drunk. Actually, this was the officiant at his wedding getting way too drunk. Mitten is a baby. If I win, the Lot Mel's jersey is mine. Absolutely not. Get out of here. I appreciate the attempt, though. I love it. I want Les Mills to make the NHL so badly. And this surgery is really bumming me out because I think he was on a really good path to make the team out of camp this year and might still be. But I just think he's a winning hockey player. I so badly want to see him carve out a role in the NHL with the Bruins. UPL makes 5.5. God, I thought he was in the 4 range. Trade Greenway, have to trade Greenway. I know that he had some positive effects. He's a good middle sixer or bottom sixer for you guys, but yeah, that contract's too much for the role he plays. Acquire Thomas if possible with Wood, one of the Colorado Woods, and with the money left over, Byram and maybe Tuck with what's left. Yeah. So Benson gets signed. UPL goes out. Greenway goes out. That frees up about $10 million right there. How are you guys getting Thomas though? Like, what is the trade that you guys can send out realistically? One that, remember, that you're going to hate that you're doing, but it's the right move. What about a first, a second, Letourneau, and Zellers for Larkin? You keep Hagens and Minton. Yeah, I think we had the conversation about, let's pretend the Bruins are the only team, right? Yeah, Yzerman's either standing pat or Larkin's coming to the Bruins, right? Because if Yzerman calls Montreal and Larkin goes, oh, Montreal, Minnesota, Boston, which we said earlier, we're losing to those teams if Yzerman is actively like, well, Boston's offering this. What can you do? Those teams can outbid us with more NHL ready guys. But so like, let's pretend we're the only team in the picture. A first, a second, Letourneau, and Zellers for Larkin. That's a truly good package. And I think that could get the job done. Genuinely. If the conversation with Detroit is, are you guys still kind of like this retooling, or do you need ready to go NHL players? So as long as Detroit is happy getting these prospects that are still taking some time, that gets it done. Do I want to do that trade? Not really. Letourneau being part of it is just, it's such a difficult sell for me for Larkin, but I'm not super, super high on Larkin. Like, he's a 1C. He's a good 1C, but I have a hard time with that. With how much I kind of hate losing Letourneau and Zellers, though, that's probably a realistic place to be for that trade, right? Because if I love the deal, that means that's too good of a deal for the Bruins. Because I'll go third with the Knights. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. If Minton gets traded, I'm not watching the Bruins next year. I'm going to be honest with you, bad news, Matthews. Yeah, you are. I would also be like, I'm shedding tears over that, but yeah, you are. Come on. What are we doing here? We're suckers. We can't stop. We have to watch. What do Sebastian Aho and conversations on Tinder have in common? They ghost when things get serious. I could give you my Tinder advice, but I think my wife would pop up behind me and start hitting me with things. I'll give you my Tinder advice anyway. If they matched with you, it means that they're at least interested. Don't chat on Tinder. Like, couple of sentences and then be like, hey, do you want to grab a drink? Because you will always fail trying to find a relationship through chatting through social media. You have to go meet the person. That's advice for guys. I think for girls, you could keep them hanging on through chat for a while. I realize that there's no reason to give Tinder advice there, but I did anyway. Leave Thomas alone. You have a 1C. Goddamn. A first, a second, and Beck Malenstein and a young prospect like Noah Ostlund. I don't think that gets done. Unless Beck Malenstein is way better than I think he is. And I really like Malenstein, but I think it's a bigger package for Thomas. Like it has to be like a really high profile prospect. Although Ostlund has been really good. I don't know your team as well as you do, but that feels a little light. How would you feel about Patterson with like 30% retention? I think he'd still score 78 points with an elite winger. Pedersen is a concerning player to take a risk on for me. In one on one side, you can make the argument like that's exactly what the Bruins need to do because you're not capitalizing on Pasta's prime without a few risks. I don't think Vancouver is going to offer any retention for Pedersen, and if they are, because there's so many years left of that deal, they're asking for a a 1C package. So are you willing to give up what we just talked about for Larkin for Pedersen, even at a 30% discount? I don't know. I wouldn't do it personally. Larkin doesn't want to be a Bruin. I think he's going out west, maybe LA, and you're right. I'm still going to watch. I could see him trying to go to Montreal. I could see him trying to go to Minnesota. But out west, there's a few teams I think he could do that with. If I'm Minnesota, my biggest weakness is down the middle. I'm doing everything I can. You already did everything to get Quinn Hughes. You have to start you have to be a contending team going forward. You have to. You have maybe the second best defenseman in the league on your team right now. Maybe the first best, which I guess would just be the best. Another 5 apology smackers to my last Tinder date. Icarus, fuck cancer. Thank you again. You're super generous, dude. This is super generous. And I hope you didn't do anything egregious to your Tinder date. I think you owe us a little bit of a story, right? Make sure I still like you by the end of that story, though. I would like to take a gamble on EP40, but Vancouver would need to take Elias back to make the money work, and that's not going to happen because I don't see Elias waving. Not to go back to Vancouver, damn. I'm with you there. And nobody, I think Elias's contract is such an albatross. He's going to, you know how every year the Athletic does like the worst contracts in the league? If he wasn't on it this year, on that top 10 list, he will be next year. Because, I mean, there was huge pockets of the season where he looked like a 4C. We could be in a huge bad deal for, like Lindholm with Pedersen. We could be in a huge bad... I'm not fully understanding what you mean. We could be in a huge bad deal like Lindholm. Oh, you're comparing him to Elias Lindholm, but worse because he costs more. I get it now. Yes, I agree. That's the risk you're taking. Elias was a bad signing before it even happened. And it's frustrating because myself, along with many Bruins fans, knew that. It was very clear to us. And there was a section of fans that just hadn't seen Elias play in a while, right? He's out west and he's late night games. And it was very clear to those of us who are keeping up with that player that like this is a terrible idea. And it was very obviously a terrible idea. It's honestly one of the worst stains on Sweeney's tenure so far. And I'm usually a Sweeney defender. It's an awful contract, and it was stupid from the moment they did it. I just don't see how they can ask for a true 1C package. They've actively talked the guy's value for 2 years. Yes, but with 30% retainment is where they'd be like, because I think it's like 5 years that they'd be retaining. They only get 3 retainment slots, remember? And they're hurting their cap during a retool. So they're fine there, probably. Or rebuild, I should say. But they're still investing a lot of money to not have him on the team. It would increase the package by a legitimate amount. We don't need another dud named Elias. Yeah, maybe we just stay away from Elias's right now. Let's just say, with all respect in mind, she doubled in size for match to arrival. Oh no. Oh no. I once got so drunk. This was in New York City. I got so drunk that I had spent... Close your ears. You don't need to hear any of this. I spent some time with she's not closing her ears. I had was at a club and I met this woman and we had a great time. And then she texted me the next day and I got so blackout drunk that I didn't remember who she was. And I set myself up on a blind date. We would like to go out with this person who I literally like. I wasn't gonna know what she looked. Going to be my type. She was. It was fine. Everything worked out really well. you know. Okay, good. She's not paying attention to me. My only untouchables for the Sabres are Thompson, Dahlin, Benson, and Norris. Feels about right, right? Yeah, that feels about right. Lindholm is going to look like the next Connor McDavid next season. Which Lindholm are we talking about? Because I know it's not Elias. It's probably not Hampus. Is there a third Lindholm in the league? I really hate dogpiling on guys, but Lindholm really does just make everything awkward. You have to work around his contract so much to make anything work. Yeah, I mean, the good news is he's our new Coyle contract, right? Because Coyle for a while there, now he's not as good as Coyle, let's be clear, or at least as good as the version of Coyle we had on the Bruins. But Coyle was an overpaid 3C. I am hoping that Elias can be an overpaid 3C. Because again, through portions of the season, he looked worse than that. Like out of the lineup, worse than that. So the 7.75 or whatever it is isn't the end of the world, but it just sucks to have it. Came over at 3 a.m., told me about a recent trip to Cambodia, and then lectured me on the Cambodian death camps until 4:30ish. And after an extremely awkward goodbye, kicking around. What the heck? It is a funny story. That's a weird, honestly, that's a booty call at 3 a.m., right? Like, that's what that is. Let's not pretend it's anything else. And then to bring up Cambodian death camps, I got to say, not the vibe we're going for, Frankly, just not the vibe. It's not what we're looking for. Damn shame. Little Chip, did you see her again? I'm going to bet the answer to that is no. The two Lindholms are going to do a fusion dance and become a competent player. Hampus, I still have faith will look a lot better next year. I still have a lot of faith there. Game 1 was the highest rated game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals since 2019. Yeah, I believe that. It was a really entertaining game. And, I mean, Vegas has a ton of hate watchers. And the Canes, oddly enough, also a ton of hate watchers. I did not realize how many people hate the Canes. Coyle looks great now. He did have a great season. He did. We'll see if he can maintain it. But I'm happy for the guy. I've got no issues. I was happy when we moved on, too. And sometimes you see these players go off and perform well elsewhere, but the change of scenery was necessary, right? There are guys that come to the Bruins and look better because they just needed a change. You going to bed? Yeah. Okay. Love you. Good night. Okay. Miss CC13. I mean, this is a good dude. By all accounts, a great dude, actually. Velma, are you saying good night? You saying good night? You have been so very clingy today. Are you okay? She knows she's got another surgery. I swear she knows it. And she does not do great during recovery, does she? Because she's very spoiled and she doesn't understand why she can't do whatever she wants when she's recovery. Get on cam. It's so demanding. Him was playing one-footed all season makes so much sense. It really does. And I mean that the knee surgeries, man, it just was not a normal year for him at all. And we talk about this all the time with basketball and with football. An ACL tear or something close to that. It's a 2-year injury. You don't come back to play at this level after 8 months of recovery from that kind of surgery and typically have success. You need a real ramp-up time, and it takes a lot of time. Elias needs to go such a bad contract. It's just not movable, frankly. Like, it's not a movable contract. Shockingly, never saw her again. I am shocked. Every time I look at the fence, I will. You're a funny dude. That's really funny. You're a funny guy. Remember that Coyle shootout goal on the Bruins this year? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Coyle Pasta Hall line was solid. I barely remember that line, honestly. I forget who it was. It was Hathaway and... Oh, what?
I was telling you good night.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good night. I love you.
I love you too.
Did you have fun with your friend?
I had a lot of fun.
Great.
I'm telling you, banging chicks.
I'm not talking about banging chicks. What? I'm not. I'm talking about setting myself up on blind dates because I got so blackout drunk. It was a different life, you know?
Different times.
Different times. I've heard your stories. Don't you start with me.
And with that, she leaves.
Good night.
Good.
I got myself in trouble. Jasmine, how's it going? Just got done with all the missing work I had for one class because I've been sick. Also, why is Velma getting surgery? Velma had partial tears in her cruciates on both hind legs. This was about a year ago that we found out. We got one leg done. It's a long recovery process, and now we're doing the other leg this year, which is good timing because it's really starting to bother her, clearly. What is Jack? What is your thought on Krebs? How much do you like him on your team? I thought he was an impact forward in moments, but I mean, he certainly never lived up to what he could have been with that Eichel trade. But Hampus has to recover, but I don't see how a knee injury makes you unable to pass a puck on the stick. It's valid. I don't have an answer for that. Viewership for the Stanley Cup playoffs increased in 59% through the conference finals, ranking as the highest on record through 3 rounds. Regular season viewership was up 25%. Love to see it. Oh no, that's right. No, that's a good time with it too. He few different lives. That's all it is for that. Crazy is it to just double down and go for the top wingers and accept our centers are babies, like Pasta line 1, Robinson line 2, as your play drivers. I'm not against that, but we haven't seen it work much in this league. Strength down the middle is kind of a necessity for a cup win. All right, guys. Puck drops with 14 seconds in. I am going to need to grab a beer at the next commercial. It's all in line. Also, 26 combined shots through 2 periods. A little weird. Good defense in this game. We just find some sort of koozie mitten pasta combo that will stick. I think that's the combo. I think Mitten's going to come into this season, and if he is 10 to 15% better, he should be on our top 6, part of our centers in the top 6. Because I just have so much faith that guy's going to be a really good player. I love getting in trouble with my wife because we communicate super well and have a good time with it. Trouble doesn't, no one's ever really in trouble, you know? We've certainly had reasons to nag at each other, but she's awesome. Oh no. My to tell you how it's going for my Canes friend who's at the game, he's waxing poetic about Martinook on the first line and how there's a lot of memories with that. He's having a great time. Midnet looked great in moments in Worlds. He ran out of gas, which is very similar to the NHL season. When Krebs is on, he can be great on the top line with Tage and Tuck, but he tends to be more off than on. I feel you there. Who's the winger for RV if we don't re-sign? It's a great question. It ain't going to be through free agency, probably, the replacement there. All right, Canes, here we go. Getting pucks on net, fine. Let's get some traffic going in the slot, win this board battle. There's no support for him. You get a clean breakout from Vegas. They're going to go for a line change, and they're going to do a lot of that this period, right? They're going to do 45 seconds to 55-second shifts, and they're going to try to maintain some level of pressure behind Carolina's net. They're certainly not going to go into a shell, but these will be quick shifts so they have legs at the end of the game. Oh, is McNabb not coming back? I really thought that was, take a puck, but back into the game. Get the cage on or something. Who breaks through for Carolina, guys? That's a bad pass. My money's on Jarvis. Jarvis is going to get one right around the 11-minute mark. Going to set up a really nice end to this one. Your dog is somewhat like my two dogs, Biscuit and Boots. Excellent names. Boots, one eye missing, arthritis, and 2 bullets in his butt. I hope you didn't shoot him. Biscuit, back and hip issues after being abused. Okay, you've rescued 2 dogs. You've rescued 2 dogs. That's awesome, first of all. Love that you've done that for them and have changed their lives. Yeah, I work in the veterinary field, so I feel like the universe is just like, your dogs are gonna have problems. I'm also a helicopter parent. So, like, I caught her cruciate tears so early because I noticed she was acting differently. Uh-oh, this is a great opportunity. Oh, Anderson didn't know where it was. No stick for Sveshnikov. Puck in the crease. No one can get a hand on it. Chatfield, break it out. Ice it. Whatever you gotta do. That's what they do. They ice it. Taylor Hall, Ehlers, Stankoven, Ehlers. Taylor Hall, Hattie to win the game. We'd have some moments if that happened. Been in a relationship where something simple like that could blow a whole day up, so that's good that you guys communicate well. Yeah, I can't do that. I've been with people who need to have that level of drama in their life and they have to fight. I'm not a fighter. I will talk to you about it, but if you want to get in a screaming match, you're gonna be sorely disappointed because I'm just gonna walk away. I'll wait till you're ready to talk like an adult. Oh, that's another good chance for Vegas, though. Carolina's got to get out of their zone. Let's go, boys. You're down 2 goals. And Vegas is more than happy to skate it out of the zone. I'm like, we'll reset. That's fine. Another 15, 20 seconds off the clock. Oh my gosh, look at the pressure by the Vegas. And again, this is they just highlighted on the broadcast. Stahl by himself on the it's over and over again, man. F1 is there, but there's no F2, there's no F3, there's no waves of forechecking. And Vegas is having way too easy a time breaking out. Oh, this is a nice setup, though. This is where you can create pressure. He's late. He's late to that check. That puck gets to the corner. That's a pass that gets that puck to the corner, and your guy isn't there to lay a hit. You're late. Oh my gosh, Marner's gonna have him too. Oh, he couldn't hold the puck. He had him in the middle of the slot. Marner gets it back. And again, alone up front. Big save. Not a difficult save, but still a big save. You think Bussy starts game 3? No. No. They're gonna ride and die. Ride or die with Freddie. Unless something egregious happens, of course. Ooh, that's a big hit. They've got to get some possession here, man. I can't believe this. Vegas isn't giving them anything to work with. The way this team defends is nuts. And Carolina, frankly, just hasn't capitalized on the chances they had. They never gave me a replay of that open net that they weren't able to capitalize on. Huge, huge icing. Here we go. Here we go. This is a huge icing. Aho or Jarvis. Love that. Boots was shot as a stray dog out of city limits where I live, and Biscuit lived on a farm and was hit by brooms before being adopted. Yeah, we've seen a lot of it. We've seen a lot of it in my hospital. The abuse are the hardest cases to take, especially when you're looking into the eyes of the abuser. That was one of the things I struggle with the most. It's a huge face-off win. Was that posted out? He's there, back door. Couldn't get the pass through to Hall. Or that might not have been Hall, actually. And they're getting off the wall. They're utilizing the walls, but they keep getting off them, so they're not there for the pass. That's going to go down the boards. Yep. They missed it initially. Back to the point. Good work, Jarvis. And nothing. And nothing. You turn it over. This is frustrating. This is frustrating. It is. The Vegas defensive structure is truly suffocating. There's no passing lanes. And every time you have the puck, you've got a guy on your hip. Almost like Vegas defends better than a team built from the net out. When you try to stay dampen. I agree, by the way. Let me go back a little bit here. Player I want most that I don't feel is being discussed is Fantilli, young RFA on a team that really pays dudes what they're worth. I think Columbus is turning a corner. I think it's gonna be really hard to pry him out, but I do think there should be more conversations about him. I agree with that. I want justice for Boots. I'll find the shooter. Yeah, anybody who abuses dogs deserves to be put down. Like what kind of piece of shit does that? Becoming more and more apparent that Mitch just needed to be placed in a system that dignified physicality and winning puck battles. He looks great right now. There's a reason that on a team that was historically bad defensively, despite Matthews and Marner being very great defensively, that they just didn't get credit for this. Like the whole team structure is poor, but Marner has always been great. A Selkie candidate, you know. Go City Lewis, the police can't do anything. Yeah. Yeah. Can they make a play? And Vegas has it on their sticks once again. Good pressure, though, here. Can you force a turnover? And they do. Get it down the boards. I mean, this is good battling, but you have to get some space. You have to get some possession, and it's out. And it's out. Jarvis and Aho need to play better as their top players. The top line, yeah, it's just been awful. Just awful. I don't know if they're giving up a lot of goals. I'd have to look at the numbers, but you need your top line to score some freaking goals. All right, let's see this. F1 is there. F2 is there. Okay, that's a good forechecking shift. And winning the race to the boards, that's fine. That's fine. You now get a chance to win a faceoff and create possession in the offensive zone. My family rescued a dog about a year ago, and it was the best decision we ever made for us and the dog. Yeah. Oh, yeah. From an overcrowding situation. That's a national problem right now. Since COVID, shelters can't keep up. Hurricanes just seem outmatched. I mean, unfortunately, it does feel that way. Oh, I gotta grab a beer. I'll be right back. Hey guys, I double checked. My wife still loves me, which is very important. Very, very important. Oh, you should know. Being the top line to score some goals in the playoffs feels like home. Hell yeah. We have so many fun ways to insult our own team. I love it. Tippin, you go. You going? Have a great night, brother. I'm like not watching as I pour this beer, and I'm freaking myself out. It's fine. All right, here we go. 13-18 left. Carolina with possession. Need to get something going here. Want to adopt a dog, but it's tough in the city. Yeah, you got to be prepared for. Got to be prepared for what you're getting yourself into there for sure. Maybe an old dog that'll just be happy to have a home for their last couple of years. Obviously, that's a heartbreak waiting to happen, but dogs in general are. Oh, is it a bad turnover? That was scary. All right, let me go back here a little bit. Jack Edwards got into the Mass Broadcasters Hall of Fame, which is apparently a thing. I did not know that, but hell yeah, he's well deserved it. Totally missed the Thornton jersey until now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The Pooh Bear. Dude, the goalie mask is sick. And that was made by a fan of the channel. He literally gave it to me for free, which is incredible. And it's great work. It's really, really cool. I'm very, very thankful for that. I'm very appreciative. Eichel's lost the puck twice now in this game after I commented him for never losing the puck. Icarus, thank you for being so supportive of Chip. I appreciate that. And obviously, Chip, again, you've got the whole community rooting for you. We're here for you, brother. I'm excited for you, man. I can't wait for the update. Can't wait for the update. Also, it doesn't look like you're missing all that great of a series. So now's the time, I suppose. Oh, and again, Vegas, I got to look at the numbers. Vegas has been blocking some shots. Yeah, they're up to 20 blocked shots on the game, doubling up Carolina. Here we go. Huge opportunity. Nope. Nope. We're in the near the 11-minute mark. Is Jarvis going to prove me right? He's got to get on the ice to prove me right, though. How many times have I put the mask on and pretended to be a goalie? A lot. And always in the nude. Letting you know. It's important information for you. Carolina is getting the treatment they gave to Montreal last series. Yeah. I really thought Montreal was going to be able to put up a better fight. I was very wrong about that. Oh! He couldn't get it on his stick. But this is good news. Like, they're creating something here. There's multiple chances that have been created. Oh, this is a good keep in. And the passing lanes are open. Oh! It's blocked in front of the wide open net. Oh my goodness. And the puck gets out. Holy. Yeah, the low corners and the rebound control on those low corners has been excellent by Hart as well. Yeah, thank you for a replay. I hate when broadcasters go replays and act like we can't see what we're seeing. Miller doesn't take his time this time. Oh, you mean when Vegas is already set up in the zone in their defensive structure? Would you just criticize Aho for looping around, allowing Vegas to set up? What are we talking about here? Maybe a slight goal lead game. Obviously, some big opportunities for Carolina, but I think Vegas has outperformed. This matchup is showing Casey the drastic gap between difference makers on the rosters. I think that's an interesting conversation to have because when you talk about the Canes, you talk about how many above average players they have in basically every position. And then you talk about Vegas, and it's just star power all over the place. True line drivers, you know? If only the Bruins had gone after Hurdle when I told them to, like 6 years ago. But instead we have Lysell. Anyway, hey, Jasmine, have a great night. Have a great night. And enjoy solitaire. Jasmine, you strike me as someone who has these wonderful, quiet nights that are just comfy and cozy. It just sounds great. And yes, give the pups a kiss for sure. I still gotta check in with Jambi, see how he's feeling about this Larkin news. And again, there's no reason that like Yzerman can't solve this, you know, and keep him in the Red Wing. But oh, Longhorns repeat. I forget who mentioned this earlier. I apologize, but go Longhorns. I feel like we just had a commercial. Do we need another commercial? Was this important? My prediction about Jarvis at the 11-minute mark ish is wrong, unfortunately. Welcome. There you go. It's not forgetting about you. It's forgetting who said it. Trust me, I can't forget about you. My two younger siblings are. Oh no. Yep. Forget I said anything. I, I also forgot how very young you are. You got the whole family dynamic. I apologize for that. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I don't miss those days. I was one of four. Never a peaceful moment. Netter said the same thing about the Bruins going after Hurdle. It was years of just like it makes all the sense in the world to go after this guy, give up the draft capital. You have a Pasternak. They just never did it. Scores! Stank! Get some stank on it! Yes! Let's have a little drama! And you know how good, I hate to keep going back to this, but my boy Knuckle Puck, he's in that arena and he has a reason to get excited. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Put a little stank on it. Oh, yes, Chief. Great work. Great work. And Stankoven does it himself. It's his effort that creates a turnover. And that's what it's taken to beat Carter Hart tonight, is a deflection off his own defenseman. That's all right. They deserve the bounce at this point. What an acquisition. For how poorly the Raymond trade kind of worked out for Carolina, it kind of worked out for Carolina. Now I'm going to leave after I say my birthday is Monday and I'm turning 17 and going to be a senior in high school on the 12th. Very proud of you, Jasmine. You keep doing your thing. We're all rooting for you in your senior year. It's a fun year. Well, it depends, but it's typically a fun year. Now, if the top line could get a freaking goal, you know? That's my least favorite time remained to give one up with a 2-goal lead. Yeah. It's still a lot. Like, if you're Vegas, you look up and go, that's a lot of hockey left to play. That's a lot. Broadcasters are so bad at their job. Holy shit. Stankoven is just short. He's not small. 165 pounds, by the way. Like, he's got that dog in him. Talk about that, but he is both small and short. Eee, that looked like it hurt. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, it's pucks to the net time. Absolutely. It's pucks to the net. Aho, don't do anything dumb. Back to him. Yep. Aho, left point. Oh, Miller, that was a decent look. Not a great pass, but it was a decent look. Still can't believe Vegas grabbed Jari thinking he would be the goaltender of the future. And at the time. Oh, come on, Jarvie. I want Jarvis to get one so badly. Love the standing room only. Hate these fans, but they're rabid in the best way. Dude, I got screamed at. This is Eastern Conference Finals 2019. I'm in Raleigh watching Tuukka Rask put belt to ass against these Canes. And I'm standing the whole time. I'm like 4 rows back. And the game's awesome. And I had this old lady a couple of rows behind me screaming at me to sit the F down. I'm like, it's the conference finals. Let me be excited about this, damn it. We also almost got in a fight at that game, but that was because my wife tried to pick a fight with some asshole who was very wrong. He tried to mansplain icing to her, but was incorrect. And she was like, "Are you an idiot? I know what hockey is. That's not." Yeah, she tried to start a fight. I'd fight for her. That's fine. Canes have good fans. Are they annoying dumbasses on the internet? Absolutely. But the building's packed. The building's loud. It's a beautiful arena. Uh-oh. Kane's breaking it out. A lot of contention up there. Oh! Score! Jankowski of all people! Woo! We got a tie game, baby! Is that offsides, though? Vegas is challenging? Okay. Okay. That was a lot of contact on the blue line there. Oh boy, Jack, let's hope you're right. Let's hope this goal stands. If this does stand, by the way, that's power play time for the Canes after 2 goals in 2 minutes. Oh, that might be on sides. That's on side. They didn't challenge this, right? That's on side. They didn't challenge. They didn't challenge. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, that's so on sides. That's not even close at all. I was seeing it live. I was like, ooh, but no, replay, easy. Best part about the Canes fans, they still cheer if the team goes down by a goal. That's the big thing. I had criticism for Bruins fans during the playoffs because I felt like the Bruins go down by a goal and the home crowd is just like, okay, oh, it's over. No more cheering. Just feel like they could have done more to bolster the boys. Oh my goodness. We are tied. My boy must be having so much fun. That's my guy out there. Oh shit. I just realized. So for those of you who listen to the short shift, Thomas hates the Canes. And Thomas was basically saying, like, the most I can do for the Canes is they go down by a couple of goals, make a late comeback to tie it, go to overtime, and then still lose. And I did tell my buddy about that. And I guarantee in the back of his head right now, he's like, if this motherfucker was right, and this is gonna be an overtime loss, I'd be so mad. Oh man, what a game! It honestly has not been a great game of hockey, but it's been a great chess match. Carter Hart finally gets beat too. Like that first goal, it's not Carter Hart at all. This one, wow. Yeah, little chips, you might be on something here. Credit Boston fans when they had the home playoff games, they weren't really in a home game other than game 3. Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Big save. Big save, Freddie. Back the other way. Get in there. Get in there, Jank. All right. Nothing doing there. Oh, my goodness. I'm hyped up. Here we go. Here we go. Game 6 of the 2011 Stanley Cup Final is the loudest I've ever heard a single hockey crowd. That was the belt to ass game, though, right? Wasn't it? Oh, I guess Game 7 was also kind of belt to ass. I'm trying to remember those game by game. No, Boston has had great crowds. This year was a little disappointing. Guys, we got a tie game. We might be looking at some OT. Might be looking at some OT. I'm going to ruin this by sending him a little. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. That playoff hockey is the greatest spectacle in sports, truly. This is why when you never just get to relax when your team's involved in playoff hockey. 2-goal lead with 10 minutes left in the third. Fuck you. Like, it does not matter. You don't get to just hang out and have a good time. You got to be worried the entire time. Bruins scored 4 in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, absolutely demolished them. Luongo had a hell of a series. And so did Thomas, honestly. It was back and forth and just getting plowed. Remember Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Lightning? Oh, my God, dude. That was just a different level. Linesmen had to use hand signals because the players couldn't hear the whistles. I'll tell you one thing. You know whose home crowd sucks and has sucked every time? The Tampa Bay Lightning. They do not have good crowds. Amalie Arena is beautiful, but those crowds typically suck. I'm always surprised by that. The team has won multiple cups recently, and they're a juggernaut through the regular season and multiple seasons, and just that fan base, man. I just can't get on board with them. Bring back the fucking golden season TV and things will get better. Yeah, also cut the prices in half. Let fans who bleed for the team go again. And let them get drunk and let them be rowdy and ridiculous. I don't care if it's fights in a hockey game. That's why you have security there. Just let people be rowdy and dumb. It's sports. What it's supposed to be. Obviously, I don't want anyone to get hurt, within reason. But why didn't you get more fans than the Rays, though? Is that true? That's kind of sad. Especially because NHL arenas are half the capacity of baseball arenas. That Game 5 in Buffalo for the Boston series, the craziest game I've been to. Even though the Sabres lost that game, it's still a great memory for me with the microphone cutting out for the anthems. Yeah, that was a cool moment. They do, and they're a-holes. All right, noted. Great night of D&D, prep, sloppy Joe casserole, local live stream, and Mike get overtime hockey. You are living the life, brother. I've only dabbled in D&D, but I really, again, it's a win thing, but how fun. How very, very fun. Just to be, D&D is one of it's just humiliation, truly. You can't have any hesitations to just be the character, have a good time, be dumb. It's great. True friendships are built through D&D. I truly believe that. And again, I've just dabbled, but I think it's a great, great hobby. They drop the prices and Charlie Jacobs won't make as much money. Oh. Sorry, I was too busy enjoying insulting Charlie Jacobs. What the fuck? How does that not get over the stick and in? Yes, give him the sit down. Got his ass. Look at the grimace on the ref's face. You talking to me, motherfucker? Get out of here. Look at this stick. And look at Slavin crawling over desperately. That is my second favorite defenseman in the league. God, do I love Slavin. Oh, Freddie. Gobble that puck up. Yum, 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 yum. Yes! Carolina wins this game, Vegas fans are just haunted by the opportunities that they had. Does that get in? Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, please don't count. Please say they blew the whistle. Please, 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 please. It's close. Oh, it's close. It looks like the refs are standing on that. They're standing on business here. Slayman is a beast. He's had an awful, awful year. He hasn't been healthy through a lot of it. But Metroid Jones, I hope you're having a great, great night. Thank you for jumping in. Wait, what? They're challenging goaltender what are they challenging? Okay. So you're kind of going on two things here. And I wonder if Vegas is being really smart because now the conversation isn't about the intent to whistle. Now it's about goaltender interference. And maybe Vegas is hoping that, like, if they go over it and say, well, there's no goaltender interference, let's count the goal and kind of remove the intent to whistle. It seems like a whistle went before the puck crossed the line. Audio versus visual, but I don't know. This is crazy. And also, you're talking about 5 minutes left in the game. You're making a challenge that if you lose, you're going on the penalty kill. And yes, your penalty kill has been excellent this series, but imagine if they go, they're correct, no goaltender interference, still intent to whistle or the whistle blew. It's not a goal, but they're not hit with a delay of game, right? Because technically there's no goaltender interference. All right, and they take the penalty. You are correct that they can't. So you can stab at the puck underneath the goaltender if you make contact with the puck and then it goes through. If you are in any way moving the goaltender, spearing the goaltender to get the puck to move, that is illegal. So while there's some gray area there, they're usually just going to be like, if the goaltender moved because of your actions, I don't understand this challenge. I don't get it. I don't get it. You live with the fact that didn't end up in the net. The whistle blew before it crossed the line. What is this challenge? Yeah, but Chief, the thing, even they never side with the like, well, it was going to go in anyway. That's so rare, especially in a circumstance like this. The whistle blew. Play's dead. How does one get a job in the Situation Room? God damn, would that be exciting? You're a lawyer. Most referees and stuff are lawyers. Most of them have like huge degrees and whatnot. Love when Torts gives that you're so full of shit. Well, now you're on the penalty kill with 5 minutes left of Game 2 in the Stanley Cup Finals. I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. Like, give the smirk, fuck you. Here we go. Let's get one here, boys. Let's do this. Is Lil Chips going to be right about 3-2 final score, but it's not overtime? Oh, Jarvis, please be the one to score, too. I would lose my mind. There's a lot of passing, a lot of back and forth. This is the net! Oh, stuck on that, Torts! They score! This is so fucking fucking funny, dude. They didn't complete it yet, Jack. You got 4:35 left, and if Vegas truly is this year's Panthers, they're gonna score. Holy shit, dude! I like that I'm behind too because it's important for me not to spoil anyone's experience of the game, but also I would rather be able to like kind of do this after the fact. I'd like you guys to be able to watch the game live and then kind of interact with stuff that you know is about to happen. Torch is going to shit himself. He's also going to she himself. He's going to get so angry, he's just going to chop off his wiener. Ridiculous. This is incredible. What a great feeling when it's not your team. Amen, Racer. Please finish this out. You got 4:11 left. Make this happen. Make this happen for my boy. I want this so badly. What a game to be at, man. Goalie can just dive on your now. Whistle was late. Now it changed the game. I think they made that call. The referee is there. Saul did something. Yeah. Torch is gonna star in the next She's the Man. He's gonna go into the penalty kill. Fuck me. I should go on call sheet right now and bet $20 that Vegas gets this game to overtime. Like it's gonna happen. That Blake, yeah. Yeah. Wow. Not a lot there. What? Maybe I saw a weird angle to that. The broadcast is like, that's blatant. I'm a little surprised that's a call. I mean, sure, I want the Canes to win, so maybe I got some red-colored glasses on, but maybe it was just the angle of the replay. It looked like he just kind of was there. I mean, what a time to get your first power play goal of the series for Vegas. This will be, oh boy. And then win the initial face-off. Oh, I'm so nervous. I'm so scared. Oh, there's a little miscommunication between the penalty killers. Oh, okay, good. A reset for him. Yeah, the third period has been great. If I don't know about the first two. I mean, again, a good chess match, but wow, this has turned into one hell of a game. Good clearance. Let's do this. Let's do this. Overtime would be great. I just so badly want the Canes to win for my buddy that, like, I would prefer they finish this in regulation. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Slow it down. Any minute you can munch, you munch it. We're a bunch of munchers right now. Yes, get there. Oh, that should have been a turnover. Great play by Eichel. This penalty killing structure is not great. Look at the open space. Marner, sit back. Yeah, there you go. Listen to that crowd. Listen to the crowd. Everyone's standing. Everyone's nervous. And it's an interception in the clear. Guys, I'm bugging out right now. I realize that. I'm just, this is great hockey. Big save. Big save. Big save. 135 left, Carter to the bench. Why is Carter not in the bench that whole power play, by the way? Why is that not at 6-on-4? I don't know. You're down a goal. I get the whole like let's just see if the power play can do it. You're 0 for 6 so far in the series. I'm pulling Carter Hart as soon as that first face off. So basically, here's the situation. You win this face off, and you have put yourself in an excellent position to win this game. You lose this face off, things are going to get really concerning for about a minute. I mean, that's the big one. I think that's such a bad challenge. That play, I mean, I understand it ends up in the net and you're hoping for something there, but I can't believe Torts is like, yeah, this is a good idea to potentially put us on. Because what are you hoping for there? Truly, whistle blows before it crosses the line. First of all, that's going to take you out of it right there. A goalie goal would be sick. We got shirtless guys in the. There we go. Get the tarps off, boys. What an atmosphere. What an atmosphere. All right. Puck's about to drop. Come on. Drop it. Here we go. Come on. Get set up. He's got to win this face-off. He's got to win this face-off. He wins it. They don't clear it. They don't clear it. Oh my God. What's more Boston, right? Is it Vegas blowing the 2-goal lead? Or is it Carolina winning the face-off and then still managing to get scored on within like 10 seconds of that? This is crazy. Estone's a great player. What a game is right, Jack. What a game. Wow. Wow, what a kick in the balls. How much does Carolina still have in them here? This is crazy. Overtime heartbreak. I mean, it's certainly on the table. How do you not box Stone out? Yeah. You're also like scrambling with the 6-on-4 is still basically happening at that point, even though the penalty had just ended. But it looks like we're getting some overtime, kids. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Thomas is texting right now, like, what the fuck? Oh my gosh, so many ball busting moments here. Didn't want to get a full night's sleep anyway. I mean, I told you at the beginning of the stream, I've had like 3 hours of sleep average over the past couple of nights. I'm dying, but we're locked in. Come on. What a bummer. Carolina loses game called sweep, but at least their fans can rest easy knowing their coach will convince them it wasn't one. One of our favorite interview moments of the past like 10 years. Short shift, we talk about it all the time. We didn't really get swept. Well, you did. So, you know. Oh, that had a chance there for a second. Oh my gosh, this is getting scary. Good save. Thomas's pettiness is why I love your show. Thomas truly is he's the backbone of the short shift. It's not even close. He is the most important member of that show, even though he talks the least by a margin. Come on, just get a chance. Just get a chance. No, doesn't. We're going to overtime. Oh, man. That's tough. A minute 35 from winning it, tying the series up. And never mind, you go in overtime. All right, what do we got for game winner? I'm going back to Jarvis. I got to believe. Hunter, when did you tune in? Because if you went from that game to this one, but like 15 minutes ago, good timing. This got really fun really quick. All right, I lied. I ended up watching the game. What's up, Dampen? Both teams are doing their best Boston impression. Oh, man. What are we doing here? I hope my boy's okay. He's got to be dying out there. I'm going to need a third beer, you know? I'm basically doing a beer a period, which certainly isn't a fast pace. The ref is going to score one. All right. Ehlers, yeah. Freddie Anderson with the overtime winner. I would pay a lot of money to see that. Literally 15 minutes ago. Hunter, great timing, dude. Great timing. You get it. You know what the universe is serving you. Man, I could have really used some sleep tonight. I'm glad I didn't sign up for that charity golf event tomorrow. You had to wake up at 6 a.m. for that. I'm going to have to wake up for 6 a.m. for work anyway, but Hall or Slavin makes up for the own goal. Oh, I like that. Hall and Slavin. How about that? Hall to Slavin. Backdoor tapping. That's what I'm looking for. What about that Stankoven goal? I know that Carter Hart is not to blame at all, and it's a lucky bounce, but the work to put it in. Did PK change shirts? I swear he had a different shirt on earlier. Hattie Howden, more fuck cancer funds. Icarus, thank you so much. You've been very generous tonight, brother. I really appreciate that. And a reminder to everybody, donations are going to charity throughout the playoffs to fuck cancer, obviously. This Vegas team reminds me of the 2011 Bruins. I mean, I could see some comparables for sure. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Glad I don't have work in 3 hours. Are you being facetious? Do you actually have work in 3 hours? Because you're staying up for overtime, for sure. Hate to say it, but Marner scores the winner. I mean, just running towards that Conn Smythe. Hat-trick Howden. What a way to end a historic game with a hat-trick. Yeah. Sleep is for other sports fans. Yes, I agree with that. What up, Joey? How are you? Smoke Channels, what's going on, man? Thankfully, today is the only night where I'm not working in the morning. Good for you. Good for you. So this week we had a lot of our corporate people in the building. Like we had a division meeting, so a lot of our local corporate people came in, which it's just been a very stressful week. So long days. PK looking like Auntie Ethel's window curtains. I honestly like wearing pink every now and again. I got a pink blazer while I was in Italy. So Channels, I hope you're doing well. I feel like it's been a minute since we talked. I got fired, so I actually don't have work. Hell yeah, I hope that job sucked and you're happy to be out of it. Oh yeah, don't worry, it was a good thing. I had blocked part of the comment with my mic. Awesome, man. Yeah, next adventure. I hope you're doing well, obviously, but next adventure for sure. Stay up till 6:30 to watch F1. Sleep is a suggestion as an F1 fan. I have heard that because that's all over the globe, isn't it? And the race times are at ridiculous times. I'm just waiting for a text from my guy. Yeah, there it is. He said, I'm straight up having a time. Yeah, that's tough. Pink floral PJs. It's a good look. I think it looks good in them. Work schedule is awful. I worked 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. for 10 years. 10 years? Jesus, that'll turn you into a cave creature. Overnights are tough. I don't know how you did that. I mean, good on you. That is tough. I did overnights through college, and that wasn't very convenient. But when you're 19, 20 years old, your body is able to keep that going. Dampen a bunch. Heck yeah, dude! A bunch of fuck cancer money. Hell yeah! Thank you. You just said that you got fired. Are you good, brother? Fuck cancer. Heck yeah. Thank you for sticking around, obviously, for this game. This has been fun. This has been a good time. Sunglasses on inside. Always a douchebag move. It doesn't add to the look, so I agree with you on the criticism there. I think it's actually jarring compared to the shirt. I know nothing about fashion though. Messier doesn't understand this simple shit. I mute them. I can't. He's so bad at it. Like great hockey player, bad at broadcasting, just bad at it. 5 a.m. here. Come on, end this game already. If we go to like double overtime and it turns into like a 5-hour stream, I am gonna be so sad. I'm gonna run to the bathroom, grab another beer. I will be back in just a moment. Just a moment. Alrighty then. All right, let's go back here a little bit. Job is debatably one of the easiest jobs, which is valet driver at a dealership. Hardest part is dealing with Massachusetts drivers when you're in the company shuttle. If you like, yeah, I feel like that'd be a fun little vibe for sure. I have to drive a lot for work, but like I hate it because driving around town sucks because everyone sucks at driving. I have a very firm position on this. I hate other drivers for the most part. We all do. We all think everyone else is terrible at driving. I think how bad people are at driving is a great example of how few people on this planet are like good at stuff physically. Driving is so incredibly easy, and obviously there's like there's handicaps and disabilities and things. I'm not talking about that. If you're a fully able-bodied person and you're a terrible driver, why? It is an incredibly easy thing to do. Driving is very easy if you are a fully healthy person. I have a firm stance on this. It's just such a great representation of people are bad at stuff. People are so bad at stuff, and the majority of people are so very bad at stuff. Driving's too easy for this to be this hard for this many people. Sunglasses inside are fine when you're hungover, though. It's just a great example that you are hungover. Like you're telling people you're hungover, which is probably not a great thing either. Should I go for a healthy late night snack for overtime or the unhealthy snack? It depends on the snacks, brother. Let us have it. What do you got? What up, Jeff? I appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much. Our plank from Ed, and Eddie. He's standing right next to PK right now. Big fan of plank, actually. Danish crowns. Yeah, we take care of the currency. Oh, our connection. Oh, connection died for a second. We're back. One thing about being lucky enough to travel a little bit, which we were very, very blessed to be able to do that, is watching the American dollar weaken in live time. Like during the honeymoon, the American dollar is weakening while we're over there. I'm like, this is great. This is so very fun. Fun fact, health-focused people will tell you to eat healthy, but they too probably aren't checking the ingredients and are still getting something unhealthy regardless. I mean, yeah, our food is just microplastics at this point. Age-old battle of eating something healthy and being unhappy versus eating something unhealthy and being happy. Shout out, brother. I mean, I'd rather be happy. Now, look, there's a limit, but I have to get back in the gym and start dieting a little bit. But there's so much great food you could eat even while dieting. You just have to put in a lot more work. Yeah, little shoresy action here. It's. I might have to take it off. It's a little warm, but I wanted to toss one on for a minute. Chili's. Yeah, South Carolina, a lot of the chain restaurants are terrible around here. Charleston has some good options for sure, but there's a lot of kind of gross stuff too. One can eat ice cream and occasionally junk food and stay healthy. Not me, but someone counting calories out there. It's true. If you actually truly count calories, especially men, right? Our bodies and metabolisms are so different. Like my upkeep level of caloric intake, because it really, outside of medical issues, it really is in versus out if you're just worried about weight. Now, muscle growth, things like that, totally different conversation. But in versus out is kind of the big, it's the big rule here. It's a great blanket statement. I need about 2,000 calories to maintain my current weight in general, right? Ballparking. It's really easy to shrink that to 1,600 plus a workout if you're eating the right foods. You know how much chicken and turkey you can eat and still stay under that 1,600 caloric intake daily? It's super doable. Now you have to get used to eating the same foods for every meal, and you have to cut out a lot of the dressings and the fun stuff there, but it does leave a lot of space for weight loss and still having a fun snack every now and again. It just can't be daily. Honestly, even if it's daily, as long as it's not a huge portion, you can do pretty well. When I was really trying to shred weight, because I was in a little competition with my friends, and we had the Thailand trip coming up years ago, I was averaging 1,400 calories a day plus a 2-hour workout, which means I was I was negative 1,000 calories a day for a while there. That is a super unhealthy way to do it. I was losing damn near a pound every other day. and my body fat in like 5 months went from 22% to 9%. Super unhealthy way to do it. I was grumpy a lot, and emotionally it takes its toll. But if you want to do it in a healthy way, it's super feasible. And people hear tracking calories, they get really they feel like it's complicated. It's not. Once you kind of learn a couple of things, it's actually pretty easy to do. Anyway, that's my rant about that. Tiffany, great to hear from you. Hope you're doing well. Healthy option was a bowl of raspberries, strawberries, and blueberries, while the unhealthy snack was some all-dressed chips. I actually think I would like the healthy option more. I like all-dressed chips, but the healthy option sounds like it's awesome. Fruit slaps, dude. Fun animal facts. Chinchillas take dust baths because their fur is so thick and getting wet can cause mold and even death. That is a fun fact. Thank you for that. She's sick of these fucking teams too. Jawbreakers do suck. I agree with that. Thomas, I hope you're having a great night. I assume that's you, Thomas. Oh, dampened. Same. Once I hit my late 20s, so I had to actually put the work in. Anybody else nervous right now? Puck drops. We're 32 seconds in. Wait, I have to finish the one in the glass so I can pour the beer in the glass. Tell you now, Jarvis at the 6-minute mark. Every time I have fruit, I'm like, wow, this shit is fucking great. Yeah. There are healthy foods that slap, truly. I have a love-hate relationship with my metabolism. Like, I can have a full Thanksgiving dinner and gain like 3 pounds and literally lose it within a day by doing nothing. Where's the hate part come in here? And I promise you, if you're the type that says I can't gain weight, let's sit down and talk about it. I guarantee we can put together something where you can gain weight. You're gonna spend some money on food, though. McNabb will be back next game, I think. No, here's an opportunity. Smart. Carter Hart just covering that. Yeah, smart. I went down 12 belt holes over last year. Now I'm only a couple of pounds from my ideal weight again. Dampen, great work. Really fantastic. That takes a lot of dedication. Awesome, awesome. Congratulations. My heartbeat is remarkably steady given the situation. Mine is not. Plenty of times where I start watching a race and 2 minutes later I'm looking at the podium celebration. I fell asleep. 6'4", 200, eat nothing but free expired food for the grocery stores. I eat more than 4 people and still don't gain weight. I work all day. I get paid when I get shit done. Impossible to gain. You gotta track your calories because I promise you can gain weight. I promise you can, but you have to track it. Just like people with losing weight, you're either not eating as much as you are, or you're eating more than you think you are, or unless there's scientifically something unique about you, inverse out, man. It truly is the great equation. Oh, and these board battles are they're so important. Oh, huge turnover. Uh-oh. No, they're fine. They're fine. Look at Carolina. They're out muscling Vegas to keep possession of the puck. Look at that. You just don't expect to see that. Uh-oh. Oh, a recovery again. They keep it in the zone. Well, I have a bad feeling this is going to be a repeat of the first period. The pressure belongs to Carolina, and then all of a sudden Vegas is going to bury one. I'd love help with gaining weight, honestly. I'm telling you, learn how to track your calories, and it's genuinely not that complicated. There's a bunch of free apps that help you do it. But paying attention to that stuff, it feels overwhelming at first. You do it for like a week, and you start to really understand it better. Start looking up different foods that you enjoy and what they take. It's doable. It's super doable. No call? No call. I get it. Look, overtime. £75 at 4'11". Holy. You have a very unique build. And yeah, you're very small. Carolina recovers well. Can they break this out cleanly? They can. Oh, drop. Nope, never mind. Got covered. I need a change. Okay. Oh, look at the work behind the net, though. Uh-oh. Vegas has only been playing 4 defensemen all night. Yeah, they've been shorthanded for sure. Here we go. Blackhawk. After I beat cancer, I was down about 30 pounds from before diagnosis. Chemo kicked my ass and made it hard to eat, and still kind of does. Also, aspire and being a lightweight is not a good advantage. Blackhawk, congratulations, brother. That is awesome. You beat cancer. That's fucking awesome. And yeah, that's a unique situation. I got nothing for that. That's so cool, though, that you beat cancer. Fantastic. Fantastic. Congratulations. Yeah, not being able to gain weight when you're young is always it's good news. Oh, I thought Svech had it. Did he miss wide? Good vision there. Oh, he was there. Rare space given in the slot that was not taken advantage of. Who was it? That's my boy! Fantastic. 6-minute mark? Wait, how deep are we into the... No, 4 minutes. Okay, either way, I was close. I'll take it. Woo! That is my boy, Seth Jarvis. This is a great game. 2 periods of just a slog, and then the third period breaks it wide open. Fantastic. Sorry, Thomas, but I asked for this, Thomas. I asked for one game from a boy, and he's in the crowd somewhere going absolutely nuts. That's fucking, yeah. Oh, I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for him. What a game. Oh my goodness. What a game. What a shot. What a goal. Unreal game by Carter Hart, honestly. I thought Carter Hart was great in this one too. Unbelievable. Seth Jarvis, man, he's a gamer. He's a gamer. Bro, Deb hammered Celsius in the locker room. Carter Hart can see this all the way, too. He's looking over his shoulder, but he knows where this puck's going. No, he doesn't. He glances back the other way right before the pass is made, and he's late getting over. Oh. No, that's one Carter Hart should have been better prepared for. Either way, hell of a shot. And we have a series. Everybody go to bed. I understand. It's late. We've got work tomorrow, but holy, what a game. I wanted the home team to lose each game of the series. Canes losing by default. I hate you, Canes. Sorry, no shield. Damn it, I hate both teams. What a great game. What a great game. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. Have a great night. Little Chip, you were close, though. You had your 3-2 final queued up. Thank you for hanging out again, as usual. That's one Hart should have been better prepared for and should have had. The glance back to the other side was an assumption thing. That's a tough one to give up. He's gonna regret that. Wow, man. Chief, more fuck cancer funds. Thank you, brother. The generosity. Absolutely. And I'm gonna try to stream as much as I can during the finals. And this weekend, there's content coming out on the YouTube channel. Keep an eye out. I have a little guest coming on late Friday. The video probably won't go up till Saturday, but Bruins Diehards is going to join me for a video on my channel. A fun little concept that we'll get to. But God, what a game, man! This was great. Unfortunately, I do have to game's over. I do got to end the stream as I have. It's a work day tomorrow. Truly, Tiffany, have a great night. Thank you for popping in. I hope you're doing well. Obviously, Punk Facial, have a great night. Shepherd, have a great night. Little Chips, Aviation Falcon. Yeah, have a good morning to you too. God, a cig does sound so good. I don't smoke, but I do, but I don't. I haven't smoked a cigarette in a very long time, but it's a craving that never goes away, ever. Just gotta work through it, Gotta have that determination. Have a great Icarus. Thank you for all the generosity tonight as well. Fuck cancer. Appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around. Thank you, everyone, for all of your Larkin trades and things like that. This is a great time. This is a great stream. Thank you so much for joining me for this. Blackhawk, thank you for joining the membership, man. High quality inspector right there. Thank you so much for joining. User W214, have a great night. Jim, flexing with jobs, brother. While I need the job, I do envy the fact that maybe you get to sleep in a little bit tomorrow. Bruins diehards. Court is just awesome. He's a great dude. Jake, have a great night. I'm getting blurry at this point. Duke, have a great night. Everyone get back into D&D Pathfinder, reach out. If I ever have the schedule opening up, I'm super down. I don't know when that will be, but I really appreciate that because it's a great hobby, man. It's good stuff. Keeps the mind sharp too. J.R. Hunt, have a great night. Love you, brother. Jam. Yeah, this is tough timing, but have a great night. Thank you for poking your head in. I don't smoke, but one in France. I mean, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you there. Have a great night, Socks for Life. Missed the second period because either had to put my daughter to bed, but I was glad to see you were still streaming when I got done. Absolutely. Have a good one. Hunter, have a good one. JM, great to see you too. Have a good night. Thank you, everyone, for joining. This was really fun. Blackhawk, have a good one. MTV Phil. We have predictions here. Dylan Larkin, Rasmussen, Hronik. That would be a huge offseason, dude. That'd be a huge offseason. That's worth discussing, but we've got to end it here. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic night. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. But yeah, we're locked in for the rest of the series. This has been great. This is a good series. What a great game. It's 40 minutes of just a bit of a slog and then a great third and fun overtime. Thank you for joining me. We'll be doing more of them. And again, more content coming out this weekend. Love you guys. And as always, go Bees. Go